Enroll Islam. Salam alaikum. Near just wants to pump. Near is out of control. So what do I see happening today? I mean, the 8 hour says it wants to pump. Right? The 6 hour says, hey, I want to make a pump. It's got bullish divergence. All right. We got hidden bullish divergence. 90% accurate signal that you're going to get a bounce back to the upside. You got the 4 hour suggesting you're going to bounce. It just needs to break this trend line. That's what we need to see. We need to see it to break up a trend to the upside. It breaks that trend line, then we're likely headed further. And honestly, the measured move is an all-time high at 75,900. We could double top. You know, we could make an M pattern here and then dump to the downside too, even after we pump out. That's why I take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Now, let's take a look at this 1 hour time frame. So you can see the 4 hour wants to push you. And so the 4 hour could pin the 1 hour. However, look at the 1 hour. It looks pretty bearish on the curve there. And if I bring this up, you can see bounce, resistance. Previous support was resistance. Bitcoin has to flip this key level, and it's the edge of the, rising wedge. So Bitcoin has to flip 67,000 to remain bullish. It breaks above 67,000, use it as support. We have ourselves a bit of a chance here of a shoulder, kind of a head, maybe even a right shoulder, and a breakout here to the upside for Bitcoin. So something to think about. Maybe you didn't see that. One other thing I want to show you on the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to double click here, the RSI, and you can see that does move up. You could always call it a double divergence, but that goes up. They both go up here, and that's a nice move to the downside. That is a bullish divergence if I've ever seen it here on Bitcoin. All right, and the key level has to be broken here at 67,000 to remain bullish. So I would look for a breakout above 67, some type of flag retest of it. Could be the right shoulder. That could be a beautiful entry here for a move back to the upside. Then Bitcoin has to get back above the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame to remain bullish. Did it break the 200 SMA on the 1 hour? On the 1 minute, let's take a look. We know that's the beginning of how price action can get out of a messy situation here. So what are we seeing now for Bitcoin? Kind of looks like a shoulder head and a right shoulder that got jettisoned up and jettisoned back down. Pretty strange price action if you ask me. Definitely heavy resistance for Bitcoin, right? You can see even here is local, 67,650. You need to get back above that to remain bullish. Okay, let's get the likes up to the watches, everybody. When I have less people watching, you got to do your part to propel us to the upside here. I'd greatly appreciate that. All right, we're all a family here. Everything you help me continue. Think about it. If I help you grow, then every time you make me feel good, it's a good thing, right? So if you make me feel good, I'm only going to work harder, work better, do better, right? A human being that's in a good mood does well, right? So if you keep hitting that like button, if you keep subscribing, if you keep showing up, if you keep doing the right thing, you're only going to help me produce better for more people. And if you want the world to do great, then you want everyone to learn. And if you know that I'm producing and I'm a teacher, then you want more people to find the teacher, man. And so help the teacher find the student. Hit that like button for me every single day of your life. Therefore, you become the teacher with me. Together, you grow. You get that karmatic reflection back because you do the right thing. All right? So, look, we could possibly be a complex inverted head and shoulder again that could break us further to the upside. That's what got us going here. All right? Look, earlier this morning, if you wanted to know how to get into this trade, all you would have had to know was how to trade an inverted head and shoulder right there. See it? I mismarked on the right shoulder. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You broke out. Then once you got above the 200 SMA, you open up a long. With the stop loss on the other side. Gone. Such an easy, simple, I don't like using, it's easy, but it isn't too difficult to do. I teach my students to use the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame and just destroy the game. And you can use it on multiple time frames. Once you break the 1 minute, you look for the 5 minute 200 SMA to break. If you break above that, you can open up a long with the stop loss on the other side. Gone. And then you can do this in succession over and over again. You just got above the 7 minute. That tells us that we could get a move further to the upside. Actually, let me re-look at this again here on the 7 minute time frame. So possible little flag there on the 1 minute. What I see is a bullish rectangle that broke out. So this is what I see. Little bullish rectangle. They broke it to the downside. They broke it back to the upside. Weekend warriors. Whoever tried to trade that, they went after the stops pretty fast. Monday comes back up. And
Olivia.
Starts buying again, and they have to buy.
Will you grab? Let me see your phone. I'm gonna throw you into the stream in the background for a minute.
Thanks for teaching us crypto. Do you do Saturday class every month? Yes, the last Saturday of every month I teach class, everybody. I'm dedicated to each and every one of you. $150, jump on into class. It'll blow your mind. 3-hour class, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just look up where you live and make sure it's the Boston time and New York City time. You don't have to be a scientist. A lot of people still mess up the time frames. I don't know how. But $150, hit the QR code or the link below. We make it super simple to get involved and to get started and to get going. A lot of people are going to take what I teach you in that class, turn it into a 2 to 3 week class and charge you $3,000. I charge you $150 for 3 hours, and then I tell you to get going. I give you your homework. I give you a place to study inside of my trading group.
I can watch
and they give you like
smoke.
Thousands of people
I can watch
that are positive and willing to help you along the way. So
Subscribe.
you do you, I'll do me, but I'm going to continue to help you regardless. You know, and I'm going to turn people into disciplined, focused individuals that are going to change the world. Go after their dreams, believe in God, and live a life of beautiful, positive energy in life. Blessings, Sammy. Appreciate a look at Manta on the 15-minute. I love Manta.
Spam the like
I love
button.
me some Manta. Thoughts
See
on
what happens.
total 1 week, lower high. Bitcoin's historical pre-halving dip.
Bro, is your phone making that noise?
You know, Bitcoin had a pre-halving historical dip when it didn't have the ETFs. You know what I mean? But maybe it does. See,
Is it not making any noise at all?
I am. Look, there's a bigger dip here.
I can hear you on it. It's just my volume's low.
So here's the deal for me.
That's all.
Your volume's all the way up.
Oh, is it?
Bounce, resistance. So today
Here.
we're going to look for 67,
Here,
600.
I got it. I'll turn it up on the stream.
Okay.
That means we breached this trend line. That means we're on our way at least, looks like, to 70K. And all this time, we entered back in the gap of the VRVP. This point of control of the 7-minute could release us further to the upside. So I'm watching this flag here on the 7. I'm not overly bullish or bearish here. I don't like to trade on Sundays. So I don't know if I'm going to open up a trade, per se. But I'm watching the market. What I'm saying, Soul Eco says it don't care about the dip. No, it does not. Solana is out of control. Near also bouncing from the low of 650 all the way back to 780. Near getting a 20% bounce back to the upside again.
Is that all we have?
Hold on. I think my red
Could
card.
this be lower pumps to the upside? I mean, you think so, but this kind of broke a trend that it was forming here. Right back to the upside. It could make another right shoulder. See, I'm looking here at a possible right shoulder. Same kind of thing for Bitcoin. You know, and it is a resistance. Previous support is resistance. Good near collapse here. When I look at the bigger time frames for near, you know, I just got that same vibe that you're away from the 21-day moving average, right? Then we got this huge bounce back today. Yeah, you know. You have to remember how many people wish they were in altcoins and wish they were in this market, and they weren't. So they took this opportunity to get in to hot coins, and a lot of retail starts getting in, you know. 1 minute, that's a clean breakout of the 1 minute. So once you break out, you have to assume you can go this whole length. This could be the beginning of a big move for near. I know you don't, it's insane, right? Never broke the 100, you barely broke the 200 SMA. You can see near just continuing to truck up to $12. Okay. So AI is going to be bullish probably. Yeah. ATR, I already have that set up in the trading group. Funny that you're on that. I see the ascending triangle. We're talking about it. It's super bullish too. You know, I see a lot of people mentioning this coin. I see it could make a massive move to the upside. 157% gains out of ATR. So definitely watching this coin. Interesting to me. Can you please check GLQ, says Brandon Parker. Let's take a look at GLQ from my man Brandon Parker. Grappling protocol. This thing's been on fire, really, right? From that low here, just continuing to rip. Like there's just no stopping grappling. Just a little bit of a dip, but bouncing back strong to the upside. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. It's crazy. A lot of these things say they're spent, and now it looks like they're going to continue to the upside. This whole market looks like it's just going to rip. Look at that breakout on the daily on Graphling. So all coins don't care. All coins seem to be pumping. Take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Graphling says it's going to head all the way to 28 cents. When you see a breakout like that, I mean, that looks good to me. Stochastics, everything looks good. That thing is on the way to the upside. Now, you don't chase the green candle, but you would look in here to like the 7 minute. And I'd be looking at this right here. See? And I'd be using the 7 minute ascending triangle here. Breakout. This is how I would be entering the trade. Something right there. And honestly, that could be the entry right now at 16 for a massive move up of the daily. So I use these small flags on Graphling to get into the bigger idea, right? So that's why I'll post two charts sometimes. The big idea, the small idea for you, right? So the daily is bullish on this coin, and that 7 minute could be the beautiful entry for a bigger. That's think about it. If the daily pumps, the 7 minute will make a little flag. You'll get in that will pump, and then that's how if you back test how all the big pumps happen, that's how they happen. See, what I did is I looked at every pump that ever happened. You know, I looked at a lot of pumps that ever happened, and I went through them all, and I back tested until they taught me exactly what happens with price action. You see what I'm saying? And then I said, well, price action can't do whatever it wants. It does this. It makes a flag on the 7, then it breaks out, then it makes flags on the 15, then it does a 1 hour. Then the daily continues to move, and
There was this
all
huge
is well.
card. My parents and my sisters and all the very nice inside. There was a picture of a castle, and it said, you did King Caesar. It had a little handprint of my little nephew. He was from the
So let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame. Pangolin.
Dad, do you want indica or sativa?
What's up, my DJs?
What?
Do you want indica or sativa?
Indica.
You said indica.
So PNG, I mean, I like this coin. Pangolin had that huge run up. This is where, you know, I like to get in at these 618 areas. This is an absolute beautiful area to get into Pangolin.
I got this really cool electronic thing. I think everyone at home is going to be laughing at me because they're going to know
I like
that
what
it's
I'm
so
seeing
not
here
my
for Pangolin.
personality type, but I
Oversold.
absolutely
Now
love
it does have resistance. It's kind of rolling over here. Some kind of weird sideways price action. But it did break out of the falling wedge. It's still sideways, and it's sitting at, you know, a wick basically to the 786. This is why I would be thinking about getting into a project for sure. 2 hour time frame on Pangolin here on next seat. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing makes a huge move.
What has James told you about when you
I believe this is Pangolin. No, this isn't. This may not be Pangolin. I'm sorry. This is Pang. I think this is something completely different. Forgive me. Pangolin would be PNG, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, this is Penguin, right? This is Penguin with 140 million, or Pang, PNG. I don't even know what this is.
Has he been made out to look very untrustworthy?
The IC addition to the Solana blockchain, our small yet mighty penguin with a hint of Pepe the Frog. So this is just a meme, I guess, right? I think this is a Solana meme. But again, I mean, these seem to be the hottest things in sliced bread, so.
James has played dirty.
When half of
James
American
has
parents can't find
love.
childcare,
But in
this
this
is
game,
Smiles.
it's so
The city is investing in Wonder School so they can give parents more childcare options and help towns across America get back to work for the love of progress. City.
So I may have found something hot right here, Pang. 2 hour looks like it could be, 2 hours, not my favorite place right there. 15 minute looks interesting. Wait for it to breach this 200 SMA on the 15 minute. If it does that and gets above 129, I'd look for this thing to move. Right? And it is a Solana meme, technically, right?
At least we know where they
See what happens with Pang on my radar.
Hey, I sent you 60.
If it gets above 129, right? You see that?
Can you get to? Yeah, just grab two. Fuck it.
Aggressive entry is now.
Yeah, bro. Alright, buddy.
I don't own any of this coin, so don't,
It's really
you know,
nice to tell him, I felt very good about the day.
bang.
And the deal is he's saying like he
What about chain link? Funny. What about, what is chain link doing?
The one person we didn't want in the house was James. We were never going to trust
Take a
James
look at our
fully
baby Chain.
again.
Chain link taking the beat down, getting sold off. Pretty crazy, right? It's kind of sad. So chain link getting sold to the ground. Pretty whack. Down a buck now. Yikes. Taking a beat down. So let's take a look at this.
What I want to say is, I just want to make sure that his decision.
I mean, it has some bearish div here on the 3-day chart.
You're wise.
It's in a rising wedge, so it's gonna, if it, you see this, and then it's got this support section here. A lot of support, right? You don't think it would break that. But it's got an M pattern here. It's pretty bearish to me. Chain, for whatever reason, I don't know if they got bearish news. It's kind of weird. The market. Institutions are just out early on chain link. But I mean, it doesn't look like the rest of the market looks a little sketchy, I'll be honest.
There's always that.
It's an M pattern. Looks like it's going to break further down. Could possibly 14. So chain link not looking amazing. My humble opinion.
Only six
Right?
will participate in the competition. Those six are the head of household.
Not really feeling that right now. Chain link. Right?
Head of household, I will hit first.
That would have to make a flag and continue to the upside though. This 15-minute would have to turn. We'd have to have chain link hold 1650. Possibly it comes down and tests at 14, I guess, the way it's looking, but it doesn't make sense because there's so much more money in it. But again, I'm not a fan of chain link right now. I'm drawing this just because I want this projection. I'd like this to bounce and project it to the flag. If that happens, fine, then it's more likely to break out to 28. And again, could it be making a parabolic move here?
And ideally, I want him to win the veto
Right.
so he could veto me off.
But again, you can't lose this key. Like, let's brace this up a little. You can't lose the support here at 17.28.6 for chain link. There's some mixed signals there for chain link. We need to see kind of clean its act up a little bit. Let's talk about flux. If you were in flux, we gave you flux on CoinX.
I was really relieved.
I think it was also called Flux One. It was on Mexi at Flux One.
Because that means.
When I talked about this last night and gave you guys the trade before it happened, put a little pump dump and came back to the upside, went up 20% gains. Put out Flux in the trading group last night before I went to bed, and I saw that it was likely going to break out of this bull flag to the upside. Hit Flux, did that. 20% gains if you jumped into Flux. Bang, bang, bang.
When we walked outside, what we saw was a giant round table with
All right.
different levels, and what looked like
PNG is a soul meme, yeah. Dang, I looked at did it because I didn't know if it was Flux One. Dang.
in the living room.
All you had to do was look at the price action and see that it was the same price.
To win the power
You know what I mean?
veto.
It's not that hard to figure out, right? Like, look, 148, 148. Like, no offense, but
There is a large table that has
calm,
5
whatever, I'm
rings,
not gonna be.
each representing a week someone was evicted from the Big Brother house.
I messed up. Usually I put up Flux. They messed up by putting a 1 next to it in our defense. You know what I mean?
The object is to lay
I see Flux continuing here. Look to the upside. I would watch this. So no harm, no foul. Nothing.
Why is my stream so fucking delayed, dude?
We weren't supposed to get into Flux.
Find out what the cost these posters onto this platform.
30 heads lower, 25% gains.
Ironically enough, we've been doing since we came here.
And your next target for Flux is
No one scores
178.
any points, there will not be a winner to this veto.
All right. You good, Sammy? You shout no?
Everyone already by this
It
point in
was
the house knows
Domi,
the
baby.
deal that I made with Casey.
Bitcoin's still dumping. AVAX, let's go. Bomi looking bearish to me. Yeah, Bomi looks bearish to me too as well. We're going to talk about that. So I see Flux possibly continuing to the upside.
And their leader will
Set
take
alerts on
the
Flux.
share. Whoever gets the most points will win the power veto.
Continuation pattern doing its thing. I like what I'm seeing there for Flux. We should always do this too, so it looks like that. There. Like that. It's a better off move. You don't want to be looking over here. I mean, during the live, it just throws people off. Come on, Scott.
Different layers.
You know better.
The circle.
Put all your windows on the right side over here.
Got smaller and smaller. So it's going to be harder and harder to well.
I forgot.
Live,
I
can you
forgot you
analyze
gave
Arrow?
Eric a whole fucking
Send it to
piece.
you.
You gave
Chat
it
if
to
you
me.
want to
Yeah.
Oh my
There's like 2
god.
racks too.
So Aerodrome.
Oh my god. I'm so
Kind of
I'm
guy I
devastated.
am.
Yeah, I know. I'm devastated. I could have said
I mean,
it.
I just see it.
See how delayed it is? Look. See how delayed it is?
Why is it so delayed?
I don't know. Like, that's why it's hard to type. Because like, your messages come through immediately, but you are
I think I
delayed.
know what it is.
Sideways in the flag or takes off when the flag it's in right now. I see 100% coming out of Aerodrome.
It's got to be like the quality.
39 cents, 37 even, and I can see this thing continuing. Previous resistance is support right now at 62. It bounced up to 66. Aerodrome on its way to 123. This is one of the hottest coins of the game, backed by Coinbase Ventures. Coinbase don't lose.
Hey.
They put their money where their mouth is.
What?
And it's the base protocol. So like, you do the math, but it's pretty obvious to me what's going to happen here. I also studied cake and uni, and this is the cake of the uni for the base protocol, which I believe is going to do numbers over time here.
Oh, it's not gonna let me.
So it's got a lot going for it.
I'm gonna end up having to restart the stream.
Foolish not to grab a piece, but again, that's how I felt.
I'm gonna end up having
Totally
to
up to you guys how you
I don't
feel.
know why it was so delayed. Dude, I literally, Dakota had came back and everything, and I sat down, and then I literally, out of like 2 minutes went by, and then Dakota pops up in the screen asking me the thing that he just asked you like 5 minutes ago. I was like, what the
We went over that all last night on the weekly screen. Last night, we should look at it down.
It's not that, hey, it's getting better.
Just go back and touch.
Is it delayed now?
That just,
yesterday's screen. Yeah, because just like I spent so much time.
it's only delayed by a few
Blessings,
seconds.
Sammy. Appreciate. Look at Manta on the 15.
What about now?
Look at GLQ. We took a look at that.
So I started.
And thank you for getting me this far lifer. You have helped me through such a hard time these last
That
2
delayed
years. It's
it
such a
more.
positive.
Whatever you just did delayed it
Jasmine, shout out to
more.
Baby
Did it
G.
delay it more?
Hello, brother. I'm living week to week at the moment. With my next paycheck,
This
I'm planning to
shit's wild.
rejoin our amazing community on Discord once more.
See?
Shout out to Clem Fandango, man. Do whatever you can do, man. If you have to just keep coming to the live stream and getting the free information, we're here for you guys. That's why we don't make it all a paid group. We give you all this free information every single day. All right, the paid
It says the
group
stream is healthy,
people at a
dude.
level that really want to push themselves, and then some people really want to be a part of something bigger. All right, there's a Rod and Gun Club in New York City. It's $500 a month or something. Only very rich men join it, and that way, if you go there, you're going to bump into a guy that's probably of high net worth. So high net worth individuals like to pay $500 a month. You know, that's the theory behind my trading group. It's an upper echelon trading group. If it was $25, you would see way less serious people in the group. $99 is a barrier for entry that creates serious people that want to change their lives. So you end up paying for you're around the right the people that you want to be around. That's what you pay for, and the information, and my screen share, and all the awesome information. But we're building a community of people that want to learn, that want to push, that don't want to say silly comments, that don't want to push memes. You know, we don't want a room full of, I'll be honest, you know, the people that are younger tend to have less money, right? And so we have a lot of people from 25 all the way to 65, 70 years old in the trading group. We have brothers, fathers, sons, family members, because people care. They want to change their lives. Hey, brother, I'm living week to week. Don't worry, man. If you change your mindset, you will not be living week to week. Next thing you know, things
My
will
phone's
snap.
gonna die, but so you
You'll
still
enough
have a
money for
viewer,
years to
so that
come.
way it can do
You can
whatever
do that
it
in a
needs
small
to.
You
amount.
liked
I
it
did
somehow.
That means everyone else could do it.
Yeah, I did a thumbs up.
I'm just consistent and disciplined. That's all. You gotta
I'm
find
gonna
your
put
G
my
and keep
phone on
going.
charge. Where's the charger
That's
at?
what matters. Okay.
In the bathroom.
Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate it. And thank you for gifting 5 memberships to the lifers, man. That's super nice of you. Bart
Can you do this for me?
held it again. Thank you so much for doing that, Bart. Held again. Appreciate that.
Hold
Morning,
on.
Lifer.
It's
Just
like
as
not
it is. I'm not
working.
sure if you went over it. The TA, what do you see on Whiff? Glad your daughter is doing better. Much love to you and yours.
All right.
From the occasional gambler. Hope everything's going well for you and yours. I see Arrow making gains to 123. Kind of an ascending cup and handle too. We call these half a cup of handles ascending cups, where the cup kind of moves up to the upside here. This is an ascending cup and handle that I call it. It resembles the cup and handle very nicely. Technically is a cup and handle. This is a bigger move to 123 here for Aerodrome. And I am personally in Aerodrome, so I got my money where my mouth is. I'm liking this coin. The 4-hour is about to blast to the upside. Look at that thing. The 4-hour time frame is my go-to.
Can you set
It
that?
even has hidden bullish divergence on both sets from here to there, and from there, that's hidden bullish divergence. Tells us that the trend will continue to the upside, similar to what Bitcoin has on the 8-hour time frame. Hidden bullish for Bitcoin.
Take something.
Hidden bullish Bitcoin. All right, Aerodrome looking nice. Posted to the trading. If you missed this segment, you're busy, you can't get here, you're sleeping. We timestamp all this, and then we send it out to you too as well. You get it all. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there, all my Irish people. Even if you aren't Irish, hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're going to go out to the festivities, join in. Don't get too drunk like I used to. Don't get out of control like I used to. Don't do silly things like I used to. Handle yourself. Life will be better.
Did you do it?
Look at the 6-hour time frame on Layer AI. This thing is so hot. With the NVIDIA conference coming out, it looks like these AI coins are about to fly.
I did.
LAI is a hot coin. I never got a piece of. I kind of want to get down on
Yeah,
this.
I
The
did. I
market cap
just
is still
approved
super
it.
small.
I promise.
This
I
is hot at the
approved it.
6-hour time frame. I see a breakout for Layer AI coming, booming to the upside for Bitcoin, Layer AI, and the likes. LAI USDT.
What is it?
Boom, boom. And here we sit and here we stand. I like Layer AI and this flag to the upside.
Wow.
Okay.
The two sides in a battle for ultimate control.
The final three were Golfer, Pacer, and me.
Yeah, everything looks ready to rock on Layer
There
AI.
you go.
It's a bull flag, ready to punch. I'm telling you, this project is hot, 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 hot. And it's we put it out down here at a penny. It's already done a 7x. It does a 10x from here. That's a 70x. Book of Meme taking a bit of a hit. Let's take a look at Book of Meme. And Bitcoin. Technically now we can put it inside of a symmetrical triangle. See? I guess, I don't know. It's not the best. And I go back to my idea here, but it is kind of an inverted look. It's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, is it not? That looks like a complex inverted head and shoulder to me. Kind of a half a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, kind of shoulder to the upside here for Bitcoin. Frequency of love, brother. AVM, please. Thank you. Jesus Christ, amen. I'm learning a lot. It's crazy. Thanks, Slifer. DOGE.Coin, TA, please. Shout out to Rebel Darkside. Shout out to Clem Fandango. Let's take a look at DOGE.Coin, which, you know, got a lot of buzz yesterday. That video circulating about Elon Musk on Friday, too, talking about accepting payments in Doge. Okay? The only thing is, we look at the daily and the 3-day chart, like a lot of coins, it's away from the 21-day moving average. I could see Doge coming back down to this key area unless, you know, everything is attempting to get this bounce. Even Doge got it, the whole market got it, but look at the Adam and Eve double top on Doge. So just Doge tells me there may be some issues here for Doge. So your best bet for Doge is it bounces up, consolidates here, maybe it makes a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and it breaks on out, and it consolidates right there before a pump to the upside. But I'd look for consolidation. Something tells me I don't have to jump in on Doge right now. It could be the lower price, actually, though, that you ever get after if it does bounce. You may never get it lower than that. But it could also fall this way. I'm not positive, honestly. It all depends on what Bitcoin does here. And if Bitcoin can hold 67,000, right now we're kind of dropping for BTC back to this 66, 970, 980 area. Price action will toy with you. You got to give it a few days, really, to find out really where it wants to settle. I'm looking for this possible bounce back to the upside here for Doge. It is getting pretty close to the 618. Right? This would be super healthy if it bounced, went up and down, did this, and then that was its bull flag. And then we had a nice move to the upside. We were able to scoop Doge one more time up at like 13. Then it would make a double up 100% gain up to 26. So I would put some limit orders for Doge between the 786 and the 618, all the way between 10 and 13. You may just get it on a wick, you never know. Big Red sitting down here at 60K. Does Bitcoin get Trump's down to 60,000? It still could happen, everybody. We're not on low water yet. The sad thing is we could go either way right now, and nobody really knows. You could buy in right now and take a beating. You could not buy in right now and watch it pump and miss out on some of the best prices. I personally would rather miss out on the pump and put more in. Like, say I was going to put 20 grand in, and it turned into 60 grand. I'd rather wait for it to pump up and then just put 30 grand in the same coin when it told me I had more confidence in the bullish move. than chase the lows, right? But that, you have to decide that. You know, the old me used to be, I'd rather just throw it aggressively, watch it go all the way down, be able to be down for long periods of time, and then bounce back up. We talked about Dex check last night. I like what I'm seeing for Dex check. Same flag like LAI, same flag. Look, resistance, resistance, resistance. I mean, bounce. Now you lose that, you're going to drop down to this high volume node, and then you can say Dex check all the way down here. And people are going to sell every piece of Dex check. Doesn't make sense, right? 22-hour looks like it's about to break out. This was a hot coin people wanted. It was trending on token metrics. I think it's still trending right now.
Not how you would have done it. You bundle things right, and that saves you up to 10% on your USAA home and auto insurance. Get a quote today.
Football, let's pick it up and make a play here and there. No one's out the door yet. No one's running up the score on us yet. We're still in complete control. Let's not lose that control.
The work of force and control right now. And one of the top things we find on this one. He's
Oh my God, Cody.
Hush up now.
Alright. Achilles? Achilles? I swear I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, right there, Dex check is trending. Mochi, Tectum, and Gala all trending. Aerodrome 2 at the top of their list here for their TM grade, 91% on Aerodrome. 91%. So the top coins here, that this thing says are going to be the hottest.
I don't blame Jen at all. She had you said you cases you going to this plan. Unfortunately, America, there's a second chance. And
Thought it would do trader. Yeah, so like, I mean, these are hot right now. Aerodrome, Wall Street Bets. AVAX has no chill. Listed on Trader Joe, no chill. Right? Let's take a look at no chill. You find out about a new coin every single day here on the market. Every day you're going to learn about another coin. Something that you've never heard about. 7 days a day. Alright? I'm going to be on it for you so you don't have to be. So you could go out last night with your family and hang out. I was sitting there just grinding. So look, this thing, AVAX has no chill. Likely AVAX has no chill. Right? It tells me it's likely going to continue to pump here. Just like Solana's decoupling, you can see AVAX do a decoupling. This thing looks hot to me. It's super, super high risk. It's obviously some type of meme on AVAX. I see 145% gains possibly coming. Even if we responsibly hide our stop loss below. If this disappears, like when you click on it, right click and hit your settings, it always shows stats. And that won't do that for you. Also shrink it down here. Also, if you think it's too big, you can hit settings and you can do a compact to stats mode. And that's all we really need. Is the risk reward ratio and the targets, right? I want that number. So I'm risking 42% for 145. That's all I need to know. I'd watch this closely. Looks like it could come a little lower, like fill out this area. Something like that. But I'd watch this closely. This thing looks hot. No chill. And it's got a $28 million market cap. It's already up huge, right? If you got in early on the 25th. I didn't even hear about it till now. So, and it's been out for a while. Finally getting some traction. No chill, right? And Avalanche. Avalanche whole thing is snow. You know? So you think of Avalanche, you think of snow, you know. Have a beautiful Sunday, everyone. God bless you all. Love to be back in the lives. Can you look at Orachain, please? Shout out to Bart, man. We love you, man. Orachain continues to pump hard. One of my long-term holds in AI. Okay. No chill. And I don't know, does my whole crew now know how to use like Trader Joe and decentralized finance? If you do not, I'm telling you right now, I have a great course that's going to change your mind, change the way you look at it. It's below all my videos. Let me show you. Oh, there's so much going on. Farming, airdropping, It's like impossible. Can you keep up on everything? It's insanity, right? Look, here I am live, and I'll pause the live for a second. But if you go to all my videos, I'm going to have a beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Now they have to go to where they're only doing a fighting chance. So because they're scared.
I just heard someone yelling. We're booking an appointment here, right? Tutoring. That should say classes and tutoring. Change that. That should say classes and appointments. And right here, MetaMask DeFi for beginners. You gotta get this class. I'm telling you right now. Let me post this here. This class will blow your mind. It's $125. It's going to teach you how to go in and out, how to set up your wallet. It's going to tell you what chains are the hottest, why they're the hottest, how to identify them. I'm telling you right now, this looks like it's going to blow. I'm telling you, this is an inverted head and shoulder that's about to break to the upside. You just got a golden cross at the 7-minute. I'm calling a pump for Bitcoin up to 68,178. And I'm also calling a reversal here for Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin will reverse here. 8-hour time frame suggesting you breach this, it's going to be a big deal. We're going to see a pretty big move to the upside. In my humble opinion. I could be wrong. Remember that. I'm not, I may be wrong. Bitcoin could dump right back to the downside, but this is a reversal on the daily for sure. There's a low, there's a high. That's a higher low on the daily. That closes as a higher low. We're solidified as a move back to the upside here for Bitcoin. And this market did not tank. We held the 21-day moving average. A lot of these Elliott wave traders say we're going lower. That's when I know we're probably not. I never trust an Elliott wave trader, ever. I was in a group with like 50 of them, and they all said this and that, and I out-traded all of them. I did. And I'm sorry, I probably just pissed off some Elliott wave traders. I love y'all. I hope you do well. I don't use it. I never will use it. I never have used it. I'm super accurate without it. I will never use it. Maybe I will one day. I kind of use it in waves. Like, look, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. See, the LA wave trader, what about the LA wave trader here? They're like, you're in wave ABC direction to 60K. ABC 60K, man. It's not that easy, man. If it was that easy, everybody would be an LA wave trader. But it's just obviously not. 1 minute's overbought here at resistance. So, again, the 7-minute looks good, but we have to make it happen. The small time frame has to make it happen. This is like a crucial moment that we break out. Okay. We're going to look at Unify and SA and AVM. What is AVM? Never heard of AVM.
Managed WordPress hosting by Hostinger. Your website will run at top speed with our CDN, Lightspeed technology, and Object Cache in place. We'll safeguard your site with security measures, including a malware scanner, an in-house firewall, DDoS mitigation, and free SSL. Our WordPress AI tools will generate unique content and help you get started with your website. We're always here to help you with our free migration service and 24/7 support. Join 2 million clients and rise to new heights. Get Hostinger 3, 2, online.
I'm still doing what you want, so that's why I did it.
TurboTax experts do your taxes. You get $100 back instantly at filing. Just snap a pic of your documents, and your expert does it all for you. Your taxes done right on your phone or tablet. Only from TurboTax. Get $100 back instantly at filing when a TurboTax expert does your taxes for you. Must file by March 31st. Get started now.
AVM USDT here. AVM. I'm not looking at advanced metals. You have SAVM. Okay. Wow, I put it out this flag like it was going to break out to 12. Looked like it already did that. Came back to 8. I mean, that's in a beautiful cup and handle. thing is about to blast, if you ask me. And the 22 hour looks good to me too. And if you pull a fib, I mean that's a full-blown fib from here. Yeah, you're in the basically the 786. You just picked up a good one, man. Now the 21's a little curving. Yeah, but my 8 hour looks absolutely beautiful. Previous support of resistance. Look at that. You bounce right there. You're on that, dude. Sammy coming handy to the upside. I don't know what this is. I don't even care. This thing looks amazing. That's hot right there. It could easily drop if Bitcoin drops. Always use a stop. It even has kind of a hidden bullish divergence, as this overall channel is to the downside while this is to the upside. I mean, that's amazing. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD showing signs of a move. I'm all over this, man. I don't know where you got this, but blessings on blessings. And this is why I show up every single day. You never know. Right. SAVM, and it's kind of a cup and handle too. Look. You know, it's got that cup and handle vibe. Finally found some music that I like that plays the whole time. It doesn't get me annoyed. It keeps me in a good mood and just does what I want it to do. So if Bitcoin looks shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Complex inverted head and shoulder, period. Bitcoin could break out of this, it's going to change the whole story, Morning Glory. Unless we get rejected by this level and we start to dump back down to the bottom of the channel, the 1 hour suggests that we are. And bullish divergence suggests that we can make it here, though. The golden cross of the 7-minute has me excited. And Bitcoin could start to get some type of move here to the upside. This inverted head and shoulder that doesn't look amazing. We could even call it a bullish rectangle. See? It's just attempting to find its way here out of this bullish flag. Measured move takes you to about 68,400. 68.5 would be key. You just made my night, Sam. SAVM on your radar. Shout out to Clem Fandango. Have a beautiful Sunday, everyone. Blessings, man. Liver, can you please check Unify? I'm saying it, the sauce isn't that hard to pick up on. I believe I have the most, the most simplest system that's easy to figure out. Right? Not easy, I don't know, but I think it's most comprehensive. And I back tested it so well that it suits you and it fits you. And if you back test it, it'll fit you too. So Unify. Right? And I want to talk about Unibot too, which has been used on Solana. People have been bot trading Solana with Unibot. Shout out to my man Crypto Blood making that video. It's kind of what I see happening. Chop inside the zone. It's definitely in some type of consolidation. I just would believe in this. To me, forget the TA on this for me. I don't even get what, but I would just watch. You just have to believe that it's going to move back up and start to accumulate right in here. So either you believe in this project and you start buying into it and you go for the long haul, or you don't, in my humble opinion. I'm really not going to do much TA on that, but you got to believe. Got 104 Caspa tokens on the dip. Is it enough? I mean, that's a lot. Let's take a look at our baby Caspa and what's happening to Caspa, baby.
The one chance that they got to vote off one of us in Team Bible Games, they took it up in 2 seconds.
I personally think that was going to win.
In 2 seconds, they completely forgot about.
Oh, dude!
All of them have proven.
Okay. Playing with the flag now. Well, you can still say it's technically in the flag.
Why?
You don't want Casper to lose this level, right? What level is this now? Wow, Casper back to 13. Took a pretty big beat down, right? From 18. No one's talking about it. Is it over? Should you sell all your Casper? Usually that's the time. I wouldn't sell Casper, not one bit. A lot of supportive resistance here. If Bitcoin falls down, though, it seems like Casper may even continue to go down. Let's look at it all by itself. I haven't looked at it in a while. You got got bearish divergence on the weekly. But you're not that far away from the 21, which is a pretty good sign. So you had some pain, right, on the week. You have support at 9. You have some good support of the weekly at 11.4. Weekly is suggesting it going lower. That would have to turn pretty soon. Our 3-day chart also suggesting possible. So it looks like Casper's going to want to test this 11.5 here. But again, that's a pretty good sign that it's going to start its bigger move up. And then you watch this trend. I mean, could it come all the way back to the trend? I feel like the trend is more, this is your new trend. Then it makes the ascending triangle and gets back on that horse. And we're ready for our next leg up to the upside. It will take some time. That says August. We could be sitting at 33. Right? So you don't want to, you lose this trend line, you may come down lower and test here at 6.5. Casper hasn't been making sell-offs like that. All my Casper's stored away. I don't see people selling it, but you never know. You never know. Bitcoin getting the pump as suggested. Starting that move with the 7-minute. You know, the golden cross suggesting we're going to get a move here. The 8-hour hidden bullish divergence that I suggested is starting to play out. It's a 90% accurate indicator where most people can't see it. Most people will short the market. See, it's hidden because most people short, and the short squeeze is what happens. See, it's basically identifying a short squeeze before it happens. That's really what it does. A lot of the things that we do in technical analysis are just like pre-recognitions that represent something bigger and help us get into the moment. Everybody, 444 likes isn't going to cut it with 1,400 people here. 1,000 of you, you're telling me 1,000 of you don't like me enough to hit the like button? I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. So hit the like button, please. Show your love and support for the channel. I'm a small business, one-man band, really. Let's go, baby. I shouldn't have to beg for your support. I'm here every single day. Let's do the right thing, and let's get it in. All right? If you're live streaming, I promise on my life I'll hit that like button for you. All right? I'd go out of my way to make sure you have that warm feeling inside that you knew that you were appreciated. Okay? Everybody wants to be appreciated in this world. All human beings are looking for acceptance from each other. You can say you're not. You can say you're an island, but that's just not true. Okay? You love the love from other people. Don't deny me the love that you want to give to other people. Let's be honest. If you want love given to you, you got to give love out. That's how it works. You don't get what you don't give. Period. This universe rewards those who give the love. Don't be afraid of the love, all right? If you don't hit the like button, I have to assume you're afraid. And you don't want to live in fear. You take a look at Ray. Love you, brother. How do you make it down to Florida soon and have a meetup? Yeah, no, I'm going, man. I looked at the houses last night. I am on my way to Florida. I saw the house. I believe I'm gonna rent the house. I see it already. I'm super excited, and I can't wait. What?
If no one scores any points,
9K a month.
you will not be a winner to this video.
Renting a 9K a month mansion. 4,000 square feet, baby.
Everyone's already
I would go for the big one, right? Tough, right? The other one had more prize. The last one.
Will throw from the green chair, and the leader will sit in the orange chair. Whoever gets the most points will win the power of veto.
All right, thank you. Greatest TA, can you check out Helium Mobile? Thank you. So we just have a few more to do and then I'm out. And they'll keep coming in too. I'll eventually have to cut them off. You know? SABM, not you guys off, but the super chats off. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. Can you check out Pauly Swan? NCT. Bitcoin's getting a bit of a pump here. And see that curve in the stochastics? That tells me we're about to break. So I see a live trade right now. If you're scalping, the entry would be here on the right shoulder. Take it to the upside with the head. Look even a little bit there. Yeah. 3 to 5. There's the trade right there, but it is Sunday. I'd be very careful trading Sundays. But that's a bull flag now. To me, that's a bullish rectangle. You fell out, you fell back inside. If you leave a pattern, you get back inside. The pattern is still square one. Okay? You still got the pattern. I'm telling you right now, that'll change your life.
It's a long, hard war.
67,290 for Bitcoin. Still not out of the water yet, technically.
What was I doing? What was I doing?
Easily fall back down.
What was I doing?
We're at 64,000.
Can't remember.
I'm in the middle as much as everybody else.
Got a bad memory because I smoke a lot of weed.
We get above 68.5.
Smoke a lot of weed because I smoke a lot of
68,000.
weed.
That's
Got
the
a
first
bad
step right
memory.
here.
I smoke a lot of weed.
Gotta get
Don't
above
blame
that.
me.
And look,
I
breaching this
smoke
long,
weed.
breaching this would be a big deal too.
Don't blame me because I smoke a lot of weed.
Get
Don't
above
blame
this,
me.
you know,
Smoke a
forward
lot of
wedge
weed.
trend line here. You gotta move back to the upside. Funny when you look at bigger time frames of the 7-minute and see it for what it is in its skeletal form. Can you take a look at Ray? Love you, brother. Hope you make it down to Florida soon and have a meetup. We're going to be in Sarasota, Florida. So, yeah, we could meet up in the middle at Alligator Alley. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my dad's favorite things to say. He loved Alligator Alley. He loved it. He thought it was so cool. My dad had been anywhere. He'd been to Florida. He'd been to California. He'd been to Texas. He had been to basically every state in America. Wyoming, Montana. My dad loved America. He thought it was the most beautiful country in the world. He said people should never go to Europe until they finish going through America, man. He loved it. My dad thought America was so beautiful, bro. He loved this country with all his heart and soul, man. He was a true American man. You know, he built the buildings that we see here today. I see a big move here for Bitcoin pumping. It's about to pump right now. I just called that long. It's already up, as you can see. From the entry, it's 67,209. It's a shoulder, head, and shoulder about to pump. 68% chance this is going to go to the upside. You have a 70% chance this is going to win. It is low volume Sunday. That's the only thing that holds me back. That's the only con. But the patterns play out regardless, really, you know. Over time, they will. So, at a resistance, low Stokes, 32% chance we do not make it. 70% chance, or 68, 70, basically rounded up 70, that this is going to pump to the target at 68,360. You're going to go up basically $1,000 right now for Bitcoin. Remember, as long as we
sounded like you just stood on that fucking mic.
That 65.5, I remain bullish. You know, we're not bearish unless the weekly closes that candle below. You got to remember that in the back of your mind. 67,390 for Bitcoin, already pumping to the upside here. Sammy's calls are pretty spot on. When Sammy makes a call, it usually hits. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know if I can do any more super chats, everybody, because I gotta run. But I appreciate it. Can you deep dive Nibby? I don't have the time. I like Narubu. I'm all about that, you know. Interesting concepts. It's on MEXC as Nibby, right? It's weird though, I don't. There it is. Narubu. I mean, if you believe in this, then you believe in this. It could be a nothing burger, right? That turns to zero. I don't know about this coin at all. Okay? I don't know what it does. They can't even give me the market cap for some reason, which I don't know why. I'd go to Twitter and look at the Twitter. They haven't posted in a while. I'd be out immediately. Look, their last comment is pinned on March 12th. I guess. Gate.io, KuCoin, Bybit, Narubu Exchange takeover. 10 hours ago. The Dex2 Zap sheds light on why the next Solana could be and why Narubu is a major contender for that. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to, like, it looks like it's good on security. Could be a big chain for Solana. When was its mainnet launch? They're posting a lot. They seem to be active. Okay. Shout out to everyone on Twitter. We appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter. I greatly appreciate it. All the way to 27,000 followers. Keep getting those followers. I appreciate that. Let's pump us up to the upside here. Let's take a look at Solana. So, I don't know. You know, it's brand new. You could be catching something that nobody's talking about. You could be in on something super, super innovative. And honestly, rounded bottoms pay the bills. This could be a low. To me, it's a bit of a gamble at this point. All right. I'd have to at least see it get back above 60, 63. That where I know the resistance becomes support. We get a bit of a bounce there, right? And Bitcoin just got rejected, which kind of happens a lot of the weekends on the top of the trend there.
Oh shit!
And we could see, you know, as long as it stays inside the channel, it's okay. I'm getting mixed signals for Bitcoin. That's why you didn't see me open up a live trade. When I don't open up a live trade, I don't truly believe in the move, right? I see it, but you know, and I know the odds that we're gonna break out are there. There's a 70% chance, but Sunday trading tends to never get the full fall. Patterns don't play out that well on Sunday and Saturday. Just being honest. Facts of life. Now, if Sol continues to pump, that's kind of telling you AVAX will pump. Like if I see Sol back at 190, that's telling me something about the overall market's health, right? And it's telling me that AVAX is probably likely going to follow. So look at this. I mean, you put Sol here, and Sol just looks like it's going to continue to rip here. I would watch this pattern right here for Solana. Solana about to do even more damage to the upside. I see Solana going to 246 from 191 here to an all-time high. I would watch Sol do damage right here as it had beautiful support at 180. Nobody was going to sell their Solana. Everybody knows what Solana is, what it does, and the takeover that it's happening here with Sol. It's a big deal. They're at the forefront of this industry right now. They've got the industry in a stranglehold. And if you don't know Solana, you're missing out. Right? Sad to see Chainlink taking a beat down. I wish you had put all my money in Solana, right? That's what diversification is. And I see Solana really, how it doesn't do a 4x from 250 to 1,000 looks pretty likely to me, right? But again, I own Solana, a big chunk of it, so of course I'd like to see it move by a foot, of course. 67,170, Bitcoin collapsing from the top of that channel, not able to get out of this. You know, you see this top trend line held us as resistance, unable to get back above it. Right? Everybody, I'm gonna run out of here for the day. Honestly, can't make a true call here for Bitcoin like I usually do. I would watch this flag. This is what I would do. I'll be honest, because of this golden cross, I still believe, you know, the golden cross conveys to me we're going to get some type of pump. It's very rare you get a golden cross like that on the 7 and you just dump to the downside. Very, very rare. It could happen, but it's rare. So here's the deal. Watch Bitcoin. If it loses this trend line and you see it bearishly retest, then it's likely going to hit this point of control and then drop to the bottom of the channel. And you are going to see 64. As long as this trend line holds, as long as you stay above the 50 symbol right here, I got to remain bullish for Bitcoin right now on this bounce. As people get ready for this weekly close. The weekly close could be extremely volatile. Sunday night to Monday is extremely volatile. Just be very careful. This does resemble an inverted head and shoulder. It is showing some love. Almost has this uptrend now, like this kind of, you know. It's almost like an ascending trend. You see it? With the inverted head and shoulder inside, possibly making another right shoulder here. I'm bullish for Bitcoin. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Right? I'm actually going to do something right now that may blow your mind. Yeah, the 15-minute wants to come. The 10-minute just getting above the 200 SMA. It's a very bullish sign. Because the 10-minute is pushing above the 200. Boom, breaking down, everybody. It's in this beautiful flag, but it lost at 200. Could it still be in a bigger flag that wants to break out? There's a chance. The Book of Mean is in a little flag here. I'm going to hold Book of Mean for at least, I don't know, 6-7 months. Let's see what happens, right? Let's give it some time. We got in early. Let's let it fly. So I'm not taking any profits. I'm going to see what happens. Usually I take some profits. This one I'm going to let fly. Still looks like we could get a 35x coming out of this one, all the way to 74 cents. But again, caution, we could even continue to go lower, right? It's a very high risk project at this point. It's brand new. Sold at 191, doing damage. So to me, Bitcoin's about to pump. Everything in my system tells me, everything in my subconscious mind has told me we're going to see a move for Bitcoin. So look, we get rid of this, and we get back to like that 5-minute. So look, I see the inverted head and shoulder here. This is a nice lane. See the lane? That's a big breakout. And again, we could get rejected by this 200 and never make it back above. But you could feel, you can smell a little bit of bullishness here. And I'm bullish. And usually, right when I open up a trade, Bitcoin starts to pump. Because my subconscious mind has seen so many pumps now, I can like feel it. I can't explain it, but I'm like one with the chat. And I'll risk 200 for 6, 200 for 8. I'll take that all day long. So I did open up a long trade here on a Sunday, high risk. Normally never see me trade on Sunday. Just the indications are telling me the support and resistance is nice. Look, previous resistance became support. Now we're at resistance here. So we know we have support. We just bounced off 66.5. So why would we have to come test that again? We could be making an M here. We could be rolling over. 7-minute is a little high, and I could easily lose this trade. All right, I want to make that very, very clear. I lose trades all the time. All right, it's part of my perseverance that keeps me going. Right? It's about winning. Once you win big one, it takes care of the losses. You don't really care. Right? I could easily get stopped out on a Sunday. Trust me on this one. And I'll have to take it on the chin, baby. Bitcoin already actually falling down the second I got in, right? The opposite of what I said. But give it some time. Give it some time. 3-minute chart didn't look too good. 1-minute chart's kind of doing its thing. It's all about this trend line. As long as this trend line holds, I'm good. The trend line holds, then I'm out of the trade. You see what I'm saying? It bounces to the 200. I like the golden cross of the 7-minute. I like the tightness here. Okay. And I'm willing to take a shot. I have the guts to take a shot in front of thousands of people. I mean, to me, that speaks volumes of what my mother and father did for me. You know how many people could never take this trade in front of people on a live stream? They just couldn't do it. They think too much about what everyone would think about
that supposed to mean?
Losing in front of everybody, and the fear would just...
I trade on live all the time, bro. I don't care.
So
it's not that big of a deal. I love this guy, man, but sometimes...
Get it. You just never get this type of experience on a regular basis.
He's just got the best fucking outlook.
I was searching for it all the time, and I never got it. All right, everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I finally made a live trade in front of you. You see exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what I'm doing. I didn't hold back at all. And that would put Bitcoin further to 70,000. That would kind of quell the bears here. And that would confirm that the 8-hour hidden bullish divergence is going to play out for Bitcoin. So that's where we stand. That's where I sit. We're looking for this move here for BTC. I think, what happens is I forget I'm in this mode when I have the thing off and I make too many calls.
Well, I'm not going to stand, but I will say that...
There we go. Let's look at the 8-hour here.
That's
just
it,
to
baby.
Simplify things again for you. Keep them kind of nice and neat. So it looks like the moving average is going to come close together. See, like kind of start conjoining again. Like 1 minute could do this. They could get tight. And that starts sideways price action. Right? We're going to dump. I felt like we would have been dumping by now all the way to the 200. We got saved. We got saved.
Yeah, I think so, bro.
Really, we didn't even come down to the 3-hour 200 SMA. I think it was might have been the 45-minute. No, the 33 minute. No, the 1 hour didn't do it. The 1.5 hour, the 90-minute time frame. Right? Hold on. I just want to look at the 90-minute. It looks like it was the 90-minute that did it. Do we have a 90-minute? I gotta add the 90-minute.
Everybody in this house is not like
Because it wasn't the 2. It wasn't the 4. It wasn't the 1. It wasn't the 2. It looked like it was the 90-minute time frame. Right? Nope. Wasn't either. I'm trying to see how we bounced off the 200. Oh no, it was between the 2 and the 3, right? So 2 hours 120 to 180. So you're talking the 150-minute time frame. 150 minutes. If you don't know what I'm doing, don't worry. But I believe that is the 200 SMA that we bounced off. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, see?
I'm
The
confused,
150
dude.
minute. Boom, you know what I mean? So as long as we stay above the 150 minute, we're good to go here. You know, and they play with it, but, you know, that's going to be, you know, we start to get tight here. I really, you know, to me, the hidden bullish divergence is strong on the 8 hour, and nobody else is talking. I don't see anyone discussing it. This could shave off.
Yeah.
Now, my only last
Hello.
concern is, could this be a shoulder ahead? Do we make like a right shoulder?
Hello.
It's just a false
Hello.
off that just takes us further down. So,
It's on the charger. She's
at one
fucking
point,
laying down.
you have to have conviction in the longer term idea and go for it. That's what I do. That's how I get over this stuff. I just say, you know what, I'm in for the long haul. I don't give a damn. I'm ready to rock. You know what I'm saying? And I go from there. At one point, you have to make a decision.
Come on, man.
At one point, you have to make a decision. I'm going to add a little bit to this trade. Not a lot, but look, I'm going to risk another. Look, I only have to risk $100 for another $400. So I'll take that. Considering that we just bounced off the lower part, too, showing signs of a move. Likely I'm going to win this trade. Look, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. It's a complex inverted inside of a. Looks nice to me, above the 200 SMA. A lot of signs point that I could win this trade. But you never know. We're up $2. We'll see what happens, right? What type of trade is it? $892, 37x leverage, $30,000 trade. You put 10 more in there, and you got a $300,000 trade. And so that's it. I can't really do much more. Everyone, I love you. If I missed the super chat, I apologize. But I got stuff to do. All right. STA, can you check Helium Mobile? Take Helium, which is mobile. Last time I saw this, I thought it could pump hard. Look at it. It's booming. I put out this cup and handle for you guys right here. Look at that. Sammy cup and handle, baby. So what I do is, in a bull market, I put what I'm willing to lose, no stop loss, what I'm willing to lose, because look at those wicks could have got you, and then the market rips. See, if I'm getting in long term, I don't use stop losses in my long term bag. I use stop losses on all my swing trades. But again, if you're a beginner, you must use a stop loss. You know, I know where I'm at. I risk what I'm willing to load. I have a lot of money backing me up, right? I have a huge savings. I'm not risking everything. I'm not down to my last penny. Right? So when I believe in knocking, I start buying in. I'm building the bag. I'm DCAing. When I DCA, I do not use a stop loss, but when I swing trade, I use a stop loss every single time. But that's me. You do you. I'm being honest. That's my strategy. All right. I'm willing to go all the way down and all the way up with the market. I commit to the market. I commit to the weekly. Once I see the weekly is moving, I commit.
These are words to work by. Supplies, solutions, support. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by.
And in less than 48 hours, another player will walk out the door and a new major wave will be crowned.
Why can't I check my fucking shit, man?
But first, Pacer's nominations sent the House into a tailspin. With tensions already high, Jennifer's betrayal pushed some of the House guests over the edge.
And we'll see, this could easily lose. It's very, very risky to trade on a Sunday. I usually would not open up this trade on a Sunday. The charts are telling me there's a likelihood of me winning, so that's why I'm doing it. I'm just going with the probabilities, my friends.
Today was the veto ceremony, and
But wow, look at that thing booming. It's a little high now. You would suggest that it would likely come down. Interesting. Look at this though.
She's convinced herself it's okay. I have no respect.
I would just map this. I would leave this like so, and as long as this stays in formation, I would continue this formation. That looks like a beautiful buy right there on the low with the 4-hour pumping. This could continue to go to the upside. We knew when this came out it was going to be hot. Talked about it, right? The low was what, 0.02, and it's already all the way up at 6 into the 3X. And I do see it going further to the upside. All right, everyone, I'm out for the day. I'll be back tonight to go over what happened. We'll see. Did Bitcoin pump? Or did we dump? Did my trade play out or not? You guys could either throw tomatoes at me or say we made gains. We'll find out. It's pretty likely that it's a Sunday, so many times my Sunday trades have not played out, so I'm expecting it not to play out. The TA says it will, so if it wasn't Sunday and I extrapolated just the technical analysis says I'm fine. 70% chance I'm going to get paid. I do this all the time, so most of the time I get paid. So I'm expecting to get paid here. All right. Highly likely that I get paid, but decide, it goes from there. And there we go. I'll leave you with all my thoughts, ideas, and everything that I can give you. Please follow me at CryptoLifer33 at Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate it. We're really trying to push the boundaries here and get further up to 30,000 subscribers and really, really get to another level. Shout out to Crypto Pollo. We love you. We appreciate you, Pollo. I'll follow you there. Cluck, Crypto Pollo. Billy Fargo. I like that. Meme contest. Create a Billy Go Tails meme. Tag Billy Go Tails and 3 friends with a chance for a free hardware wallet on our Tuesday, March 19th, X Space. Winner chosen by the BG team. Billy Fargo. Pretty funny. Ask my team, Sean, if you want to jump in on this, Sean, you should jump in on this, man, and do a Billy Goat Photoshop for the Crypto Lifer team. If you feel the need to get creative, that would be something fun.
I actually felt bad. You're not going to believe what I said. I understand that. I totally understand that. Just how I wanted to believe. I know that. But I totally understand that I'm never going to believe what I said. And obviously, if you're learning, you're back on it. I'll call it later.
I'm clearly new to sport.
What is this blood bath?
I felt like I was talking to a brick wall. Not Maggie, nor April, nor Yvette, nor Jenny.
I mean, the media is horrible, man. MS Media, they did anything they could to manipulate us, and we all figured that out now. We need to band together and form our own sources of news. You know what I'm saying? We need to really talk amongst each other and have critical thinking.
Why does it take so long to hit their wallet, bro?
Listening to the news, but by listening to us, all the different YouTube channels, we all put it together ourselves. We figure out where the market's going. We can see that it's a positive scheme. We didn't have to go to Penn, Wharton School of Business, Harvard Business. I asked Vivek Ramaswamy when I interviewed him, I said, how come these people that went to Ivy League schools can't understand what I can understand? And I figured out in my basement. And, he said it's Keynesian. They're taught these same ideas and they can't break out of them. It's almost like they're brainwashed by their own astuteness. And it creates a bit of an issue over time, right? It's lack of development. Even though we're supposed to be in the most illustrious, most educated people in the world, their own intelligence tends to block them from their critical thinking. It's weird. And you could almost brainwash the smartest people in the world to do anything you want them to do because they don't have any brain of their own. I find it really weird. So you can be one of the smartest people in the world with a degree, and I can run circles around you. Like, I would say, like, my lawyers went to Harvard and Yale. I didn't. Right? They work for me, right? I'm just saying. Again, I work for you guys. I work for Google. Everyone has a master, I guess, at one point. My master is God. God is my master. I do whatever God, if God says it's okay, I do it, right? Like, if I know it's not right, it's not right. Like, you can close your eyes and ask yourself whether your behavior is okay or not. You better know if what you're doing is morally correct. Right?
What?
So, I don't know. You know in your heart whether what you're doing is helping someone else or hurting someone else. And if you're helping someone else, then you're doing the right thing. So live your life in servitude to others, and more will come your way. Zig Ziglar, man. Make other people successful to become successful yourself. It's the number one goal, number one plan. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my all-time, my next video, render all-time high. Wow.
Is this
Love each
millions,
and every one of
bro?
you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next live stream tonight. Blessings on blessings. If you want to become successful, it's very simple. Find one thing, get better at it than everybody else by spending all your time on it, and then regurgitate that information back to the masses. I mean, I just gave you the key to success. And you want to know what the secret to success is? I really know the secret to success. I really do. I'm telling you, I know it. I can help anyone become successful. You know what the secret to success is?
Bro, shut the fuck up. Hell nah. What? What kind of shit was that?
But a riot that takes place in our capital, and where police officers are killed or die.
Just the indications are telling. I find it really weird. So you can be one of the smartest people in the world with a degree, and I can run circles around you. Like, you know, I would say, like, you know, my lawyers went to Harvard and Yale. I did.
Yeah.
Right? They work for me, right?
She's back there laying down.
I'm just saying. I'm not, you know, again, I work for you guys. I work for Google. Everyone has a master, I guess, at one point. You know, my master is God. God is my master. I do whatever God. You know, if God says it's okay, I do it, right? Like, if I know it's not right, it's not right. Like, you can close your eyes and ask yourself whether your behavior is okay or not. You better know if what you're doing is morally correct. So, you know, yeah,
are you kidding
know
me?
in your heart whether what you're doing is helping someone else or hurting someone else. And if you're
They
helping
know
someone else,
that. That's insane. They're doing that just to scare you out of doing anything, so that they're part of
it's
that.
exactly, man. Make other people successful to become successful yourself. It's the number one goal. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my all-time, my next video. Render all-time high. Wow. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next live stream tonight. Blessings on blessings. If you want to become successful, it's very simple. Find one thing, get better at it than everybody else by spending all your time on it, and then regurgitate that information back to the masses. I mean, I just gave you the key to success. And if you want to know what the secret to success is? I really know the secret to success. I really do. I'm telling you, I know it. I can help anyone become successful. You know what the secret to success is? It's
Nothing beats invoice pricing on new Fords at King's Ford in the King's Auto Mall. Over 250 new Fords are in stock and ready for delivery. Like new Ford F-150, new Ford Edge, Bronco Sport, in stock now. You pay invoice. New Fords cost less at Cincinnati's Ford Price Leader. Nothing beats invoice pricing. Only at King's Ford in the King's Auto Mall. Get started at KingsFordInc.com.
And to attract really talented people. I think the events surrounding the election, I think January 6th, he could have done a lot more to stop a riot. I don't consider it an insurrection, but a riot that takes place in our capital, and where police officers are killed or die, commit suicide, because for failure as they sought to do their job. He stepped in way too late to stop that. He could have stopped it early. Many of his words, I think, inspired people, some of whom with malintent, to go in there and cause harm and literally to shut down the government. There were some evil people, unfortunately, there. So he's been a very imperfect president, and also, I think, contributed to the extreme divisiveness in our country. So I was ultimately disappointed by the note of optimism. Again, I always support the president. I trust the people ultimately to select our next leader. It's a bit like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. When you go to the crowd and the crowd says a certain thing, you got to trust the crowd. But usually in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it's a landslide in one direction, so you know which letter to pick. Here we had an incredibly close election, which itself is a problem. So my dream, and what I tried a little bit play politics in the last little period, to support some alternatives to Trump, so that we have a president. I use the example. Imagine you woke up in the morning, it's election day, whatever it is, it's November 4th, whatever, 24, and you still haven't figured out who to vote for, because the candidates are so appealing that you don't know which lever to pull, because it's a tough call. That's the choice we should be making as Americans. It shouldn't be, I'm a member of this party, I'm only going to vote this way. I'm a member of that party, I'm going to vote the other way, and I hate the other side. And that's where we've been, unfortunately, for too long.
Or you might be torn because both candidates are not good.
Yeah.
So you want to, I love a future where I'm torn because the choices are so amazing.
The problem is the party system is so screwed up, and the parties are self-interested, and they're another governance problem, right, and an incentive problem. Michael Porter, who was one of my professors in our business school, wrote a brilliant piece on the American political system and all the incentives and market dynamics and what he called a competitive analysis. And it's a must-read. I should dig it up and send it around on X. But it explains how the parties and the incentives of these sort of self-sustaining entities that where the people involved are not incentivized to do what's best for the country. It's a problem.
You've been a supporter of Dean Phillips for the 2024 U.S. presidential race.
Yes.
What do you like about Dean?
I think he's a honest, smart, motivated, capable, proven guy as a business leader, and I think in in his 3 terms in Congress, he ran when Trump was elected. He said, kids cried, his daughters cried, inspired him to run for office. Ran in a Republican district in Minnesota for the last 60 years. Was elected in a landslide. Has been reelected twice. Moved up the ranks in the Congress. Respected by his fellow members of Congress. Advanced some important legislation during COVID. On senior roles on various foreign policy committees. Centrist. Considered, I think, the second most bipartisan member of the Congress. I'd love to have a bipartisan president. That's the only way to go forward. But we'd enormously benefit if we had a president that chose policies on the basis of what's best for the country as opposed to what his party wanted. What I like about him is he's financially independent, not a billionaire, but he doesn't need the job. The party hates him now because he challenged the king, right? And so, but he's willing to give up his political career because what he thought was best for the country. He tried to get other people to run who are higher profile, had more name recognition. None would. No one wants to challenge Biden. If they want to have a chance to stay in office or run in the future. But he's very principled. I think he'd be a great president. But he needs, his shot is Michigan. But he needs to raise money in order to. He's only got a couple weeks. And he's got to be on TV there. That's expensive. We'll see.
So he has to increase name recognition, all that kind of stuff. Also, we should mention he's young.
Yeah, he's 55, but he's a young 55. You see him play hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I guess 55, no matter what, is a pretty young age.
I'm 57. I feel young. I can do more pull-ups today than I could as a kid. So, that's a standard.
You're at the top of your tennis game.
I'm at the top of my tennis game, for sure.
Maybe there's someone that would disagree with that.
And by the way, the other thing to point out here is, and I have been pointing this out as have others, Biden is, I think he's done. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for the country having him as a presidential candidate, let alone the president of the country. It's crazy. And it's just going to get worse and worse. And he should, the worst of his legacy is his ego that prevents him from stepping aside. And that's it. It's his ego. And it is so wrong and so bad and so embarrassing. You talk to people. I was in Europe, I was in London a few days ago, and people are like, Bill, how can this guy be a president? And it's a bit like, again, I go back to my business.
Crazy,
being
man.
a CEO.
I feel so bad for him.
Being president of the United States.
It's so
it's
sad.
a combination of wrestling, marathon running, being a triathlete. I mean, you got to be in serious physical shape and at the top of your game to represent this country. And he is a far cry from that, and it's just getting worse, and it's embarrassing. And he cannot be. And by the way, every day he waits, he's handing the election to Trump, because it's harder and harder for an alternative candidate to surface. Now, Dean is the only candidate left on the Democratic side, and they can still win delegates. He's on the ballot in 42 states. And the best way for Biden to step aside is for Dean to show well in Michigan.
And so you think there is a path to delegates?
100%. So what has to happen is, New Hampshire, he went from 0 to 20% of the vote in 10 weeks with no name recognition. I helped a little bit. Elon helped. We did spaces for him. We had 350,000 people in the spaces. Some originally like 40,000 live or something, and then the rest after. And then he was on the ground in New Hampshire. And New Hampshire is one of the states where you don't need to be registered to a party to vote for that candidate. So it's like jump ball. And he got 20%. And that's with a lot of independents and Democrats voting for Haley. Haley, who I like and who I supported, does not look like she's going to make it. Trump is really kind of running the table. And so vote for Haley as an independent in Michigan, maybe throw away your vote. I think it increases the likelihood that Dean can get those independent votes. If he could theoretically, again, he needs money, he could beat Biden in Michigan. Biden's doing very poorly in Michigan. His polls are terrible. The Muslim community is not happy with him. He really spent no time there. And so if he's embarrassed in Michigan, it could be a catalyst for him withdrawing. Then Dean will get funding. If he wins Michigan or shows well Michigan, and people say he's viable, he's the only choice we have, he'll attract from the center, he'll attract from people, Republicans who won't vote for Trump, which they're a big percentage, could be 60% more, it could be 70% won't vote for Trump, and also from Democrats. So I think he's a really interesting candidate, but we got to get the word out.
Yeah, I got the chance to chat with Dean. I really like him. And I think the next president of the United States is going to have to
68-5, baby.
With Zelensky, Putin, Netanyahu, with world leaders, and have some of the most historic conversations, agreements, negotiations. And I just don't see Biden do that.
No.
And not for any reason but sadly age.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. When Biden's president now, you saw his recent impromptu press conference, which he did after the special prosecutor, report basically saying the guy was way past his prime, and then he confused the president of Mexico and the president of Egypt. So they're very careful when they roll him out, and he's scripted, and he's always reading from a lectern. Imagine the care they have in exposing him, and when they expose him, it's terrible. Imagine how bad it would be.
It's not good.
No, it's bad, really bad for America, and I'm upset with him, I'm upset with his family, I'm upset with his wife, and this is the time when the people closest to you have to put their arms around you and say, Dad, honey, you've done your thing, this is going to be your legacy, and it's not going to be good.
Great leaders should also know when to step down.
Yeah, one of the best tests of a leader is succession planning. This is a massive failure of succession planning.
Outside of politics, let me look to the future. First, in terms of the financial world, what are you looking forward to in the next couple of years? You have a new fund? Like, what are you thinking about in terms of investment, your own and the entire economy, maybe even the economy of the world?
Sure. So the SEC doesn't like us to talk about new funds that we're launching that we filed with the SEC.
Sure.
But I would say I do, and by the way, if anyone's ever interested in a fund, they should always read the prospectus carefully, including risk factors. That's very, very important. But I like the idea of democratizing access to investors. I think that's an interesting trend, so we want to be part of that trend. In terms of financial markets generally, the economy, a lot of it's going to depend upon the next leader of the country. So we're kind of right back there. The leadership of the United States is important for the U.S. economy. It's important for the global economy. It's important for global peace. And we've gone through a really difficult period, and it's tough. We need a break. But look, I think the United States is an incredibly resilient country. We have some incredible moats. Among them, we have the Atlantic and the Pacific, and we have peaceful neighbors to the north and the south. We're an enormously rich country. Capitalism still works effectively here. I get optimistic about the world when I talk to my friends who are either venture capitalists or my hobby of backing these young entrepreneurs. I talked to a founder of a startup who want to get optimistic about the world. So I think technology is going to save us. I think AI, of course, has its frightening Terminator-like scierios, but I'm going to take the opposite view that this is going to be a huge enabler of productivity, scientific discovery, drug discovery, and it's going to make us healthier, happier, and better. So I do think, the internet revolution had a lot of good, obviously some bad. I think the AI revolution is going to be similar, but we're at this other really interesting juncture in the world, with technology, and we're going to have to use it for our good. On the media front, I'm happy about X. I think Elon's going to be successful here. I think advertisers will realize it's a really good platform. The best way to reach me, if you want to sell something to me, I've actually bought stuff on some ads in X. I don't remember the last time I responded to direct response advertising. In terms of my business, I have an incredible team. It's tiny. We're one of the smallest firms relative to the assets we manage. It's a bit like, the Navy SEALs, not the U.S. Army. We have only 40 people at Pershing Square, so it's a tight team. I think we'll do great things. I think we're early on. My ambitions, investment-wise, I've always wanted to. I've always said I'd like to have a record as good as Warren Buffett's. The problem is each year he adds on another year. He's now in his 93rd year, so I've got 36 more years to just get where he is, and I think he's going to have a lot more years. I'm excited about seeing what Neri's going to produce. She's building an incredible company. They're trying to solve a lot of problems with respect to products and buildings and their impact on the environment. Her vision is, how do we design products that by virtue of the product's existence, the world is a better place. Today, her world is a world where the existence of the new car actually is better for the environment than if the new car hadn't existed. And think about that on every product scale. That's what she's working on. I don't want to give away too much, but you're going to see some early examples of what she's working on. So again, I get excited about the future. And crises are sort of a terrible thing to waste. We've had a number of these here. I think this disaster in the Middle East, my prediction is the next few months, this war will largely be over in terms of getting rid of Hamas. I think I can envision a world in which Saudi Arabia, some of the other Gulf states come together, take over the governance and reconstruction of Gaza. Security guarantees are put in place. The Abraham Accords continue to grow. A deal is made. Terrorists are ostracized. That this October 7th experience on the Harvard, Penn, MIT, Columbia, unfortunately other campuses, is a wake-up call for universities generally. People see problems with DEI, but understand the importance of diversity and inclusion, but not as a political movement, but as a way we return to a meritocratic world where someone's background is relevant in understanding their contribution. But it's not, we don't have race quotas and things that were made illegal years ago actually being implemented in organizations on campus. So I think we can go through a corrective phase, and I'm an optimist. We get there.
You have hope. Believe me.
Wow.
Even for Harvard.
I have hope even generally hard to break 400 things.
Well, I share your hope, and you are a fascinating mind, a brilliant mind, persistent, you like to say, and fearless. The fearless part is truly inspiring. This was an incredible conversation. Thank you. Thank you for talking to me. Thanks for listening to this conversation with Bill Acker. To support this podcast, please check out our sponsors in the description. And now, let me leave you with some words from Jonathan Swift. A wise person should have money in their head, but not in their heart. Thank you for listening, and hope to see you.
Very wise, very wise, very wise. Very wise, very wise, very wise. Damn.
Answers, please. The correct answer is Sarah. Everyone got it right. Everyone stays in the game. Please reset. Next question.
And here we go.
In the veto competition, High and Dry, which house guest finished in second place? Answers, please. The correct answer is Michael. Once again, everyone got it right. Everyone is set. Moving on to question 3. In the food competition, Snack Back from Hell, which house guest is Sarah and Andrew? Answers, please. Maggie, I need an answer. The correct answer is none of the above. No one eats together. Maggie, you're out. Everyone else is safe. Please reset. In the food competition, will spell for food. Who passed?
Well,
on the
everybody,
words
it's deja
jalapeno?
vu time again. We're going to get a full stack again. Hopefully this
Answers,
time
please.
for the wet dress rehearsal campaign
Howie,
that's coming
I
up.
need an
They
answer.
did de-stack, as you all saw. They're going to do some work on it after the show. So quite interesting also seeing the people on the hot stage ring at the top of booth to 10. But hopefully all that's being rectified now. And any moment now we should see a lift of ship 28 to create the full stack once again. And then we can get more and more excited about the impending chance of the season flag launch of Starship. So we're going to do live commentary of all this stuff. And I'm ably joined by Ryan Cates. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Chris. How's everybody doing?
In the veto competition, rectangle, which evicted house guests untangled the orange rope? Answers, please. The correct answer is Ashleah. I'm sorry, Howie, you've been eliminated. Please reset and step down. I'm sorry, Vet, you also have been eliminated. Which evicted house guest misspelled 2 words from the food competition will spell for food? Answers, please. The correct answer is none of the above.
Great.
No one
I
misspelled
started using
2
Schwab
words.
investing themes, so now I can easily invest in trends, like wearable tech.
If you have been
Trends?
eliminated, please
All that
step down.
research sounds exhausting.
Nope. Schwab's technology does the work. So if I spot an opportunity in robotics or pets, I can buy those stocks in a few clicks.
Be that easy.
It is with Schwab.
Schwab investing themes. 40 customizable themes up to 25 stocks in just a few clicks.
If you all go up over the number that's closest to the correct answer, will determine the winner. Are you ready? How many light bulbs did it take to spell sold out in the luxury competition?
Oh, the DOGE.Family donut shop. Yeah. Remember I was trying to come up with a name for the DOGE coin. The other Doge, the Shiba show. And now
Oh man.
You will only have a few minutes to decide who to put on the chopping block. You will stay in the diary room until it's time to announce the nomination.
Talking about this chart. I don't want you to
Before the break, Janelle became the new head of household, and in just a moment, she has to decide which house guest to nominate for eviction. It's all part of Double Eviction Week that continues on a special edition of Big Brother this Saturday at 8. Another house guest will be evicted, and a new head of household will come to power. Now, let's go back to the living room and give the news of the double eviction to the house guest. Hello again, everyone.
Accelerating
I want to congratulate everyone for making it to the halfway point. Good
I don't
job.
think it's happening yet, but it's coming.
Now, as you
Anyway,
all know, it is a summer of secrets,
what
and I have
here
another
is the
surprise for
package
you.
chart. You can see double top
Janelle is the new head
big
of household.
crash,
But
bear
her reign
flag,
is
even
going to
bigger
be cut
crash,
short.
and then you start creating a
Why?
higher low, and right
Because
before we
this
go
is
further,
a double
maybe
eviction
go
week.
back. Interestingly enough, that's exactly
In less
what's
than
happening
48 hours, another house guest will be evicted,
You have your big
while
double top
another
here,
will be crowned HOA.
right?
To
It's
start
obviously
off
not the
this
exact
intense
same
2
chart, but
days
it's
of
very
competition,
similar. You have your big
Janelle
double
will
top
join you
here,
in
you
the
had your
living
little
room
crash,
and announce
then
the
this
nominations
was actually a
for
little
this
bear
eviction.
flag, right? You didn't quite have it here. I guess if there was going to be a comparison, it would be here,
Let's send the
right?
HOA.
But this isn't even really a bear flag, it's kind of down here. But you get the idea, there's a little bit of chop, and then
Are you ready for this? Yeah. Oh yeah.
right?
I need
Then
you
you
to
have
go
your
to the
giant
living
bear
room
flag.
right now.
Here's your giant bear flag. Then you had a big capitulation. Obviously, we had our big capitulation. And then you created a higher low. Keep in mind, it doesn't feel like it, but it was. This was actually a 6-month span, right?
House
You had
guest?
August, so you had all of
Now
September,
announce the
all of
nominations.
October, all of
Janelle,
November, all of
who is
December,
your
all of
first
January,
nominee?
and all of February. So 5 to 6 months of
Take a seat in front of the
accumulation.
nomination
That's a
board.
long time. Alright, this one was actually half
Who is your
that
second
at 3
nominee?
months, from June to September.
Abby,
This is a pretty
please take a
long
seat
time.
in the other
Could
nomination
have
chair.
started in June, so you had like 7 months to do that. But you get the idea.
For
So
now,
you created
we
a
leave
higher
you
low,
as we eavesdrop on the house
and you
guest.
just had the first
Outside of Big
pullback,
Brother House on
and that's
Blue Channel.
exactly what happened with DOGE.
5794365.
If I was going to sell you straight opium out of the pot, I would say that this is where we are.
5794365.
But I am highlighting and sprinkling some opium in that if DOGE does stay over 25, there is a chance that it does something similar. I'm not going to say it's going to do the exact same thing, but it could be similar, right? It's not just going to go all the way up here in 2 months and then that's it. It's going to take time.
before they disappear. Hop in and save at Walgreens today.
Mostly what we'll experience is open source, and that's that's going off of what we're talking about today with the next
So, okay, but you painted these two worlds, but there's also variations of those worlds because you said regulatory capture is possible to have these tech giants that don't have regulatory capture, which is something you're also calling for, saying it's okay to have big companies working on this stuff as long as they don't check regulatory capture. But I have the sense that there's just going to be a new startup that's going to basically be the PagerDuty inventor, just become the new tech giant. I don't know, I would love to hear your kind of opinion if Google...
I think that's a signal. Voter ID laws are the best protection against
Do you think Elon Musk has the potential to pump Dogecoin's price to astronomical levels? Well, strap into your rockets because in today's video, we're going to be doing some moon math. Let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Frankie Candles, and in today's video, we're going to be running some good old DGen moon math on Dogecoin. So first off, an important disclaimer for the mafia. I know crunching numbers for these moon math calculations is a blast, and especially if you're holding these tokens. But remember that all of these price predictions are completely speculative, and some of them are based on insane, unrealistic projections, not actual realistic data. Now, if you are interested in some of the more realistic analysis on where I actually think these coins can go, make sure you tune into my live streams every single weekday at 5:45 Pacific time, where I teach you the charts, and we go over strategies that can help you catch moves before they happen, similar to the move that we just saw. So first off, let me just give you guys a quick rundown on Dogecoin and how it all began. The project was started in 2013 by two software engineers, Terrence and Palmer, and Marcus. Now, Dogecoin was actually created at first as a complete joke and a mockery of the cryptocurrency market, but that didn't stop society from forming an unstoppable community in support of Doge. I mean, imagine if you had told current markets that their project would eventually be favored by the richest man in the world. Pretty crazy stuff. Anyway, Dogecoin really took off over the years as a tipping point. Not only that, but a strong community of generous backers started really giving back to the world. Dogecoin is known for its philanthropic community, from building water wells in Kenya, assisting NASCAR drivers, and even partnering with Mr. Beast for his Team Zero initiative. But aside from the vibrant and generous community, Dogecoin is actually starting to see some real-life adoption, with third-party payment integrations like BitPay and Coinbase, and even some application card providers now support Dogecoin to pass this on. Pretty wild that meme coin went from being a complete joke to having an actual utility in the world. Now, don't forget, Mafia, this is a moon math video, so I don't have time to dive into all the details here, but what the Doge community has achieved and contributed to the world is actually super impressive. If you guys want more sauce on those initiatives and a deeper understanding of how the project works, recommend you watch the Doge deep dive on the video. Now it's time to crunch those astronomical numbers. But before we do, let's talk supply. Dogecoin's supply is actually not like conservative cryptocurrency. This actually makes for not so favorable tokenomics, obviously, but its issuance per block, per day, and per year is extremely flat. These limits prevent the creation of the tokens from going too off the rails, even though the supply is already there. Dogecoin's market cap is currently sitting at just below $25 million and is currently ranked number 9 on the market cap. Now, for this moon math, we'll place ourselves mid-2025 for the supply estimation, and when we take a look at how the supply is behaving over the past year, we see a rise from 132.6 tokens to 143.4 million, an increase of about 8%. So for this mid-2025 moon math, we'll assume similar growth over the next year. So an 8% increase would give us an estimated supply of about 155 tokens. So let's start off easy. Let's assume Dogecoin reaches its previous all-time high of about 72 cents. That would bring its market cap to about $114.7 billion, which doesn't seem too unrealistic given the fact that in previous rounds from all-time highs, it reached a market cap of just over $1 billion. At 74 cents, you would need just about 1.36 million tokens. At today's price of 88 cents, that would cost you about $250 to be exact. Now, I know what you're thinking, Frankie, who doesn't have $250 laying around? Well, I know most people don't, but if you've been hanging around the Candle Mafia since the beginning and taking advantage of all this free communication that we give, maybe, just maybe, you've traded your way. Okay, either way, I do know that's a whole lot of dough. So let's get a little bit more ambitious with the price. What if Dogecoin doubles its previous all-time high, giving us a price of about $1.50? Well, from 18 cents, that's quite a jump at around $7 sitting at about an 8.3 cents. You would need almost 667,000 tokens to enter the high club. I mean, the billionaire club. And that would cost you about $120,000 today. This would also bring Doge's market cap to a galactic 230, favored by the richest man in the world. Pretty crazy stuff. Anyway, Dogecoin really took off over the years as a tipping point. Not only that, but a strong community of generous backers started really giving back to the world. Dogecoin is known for its philanthropic community, the building water balls in Kenya, sponsoring NASCAR drivers, and even partnering with Mr. Beast for its initiatives. But aside from the vibrant and generous community, Dogecoin is actually starting to see some real-life adoption, with third-party payment integrations with BitPay and Coinbase, and even some prepaid card providers now support Dogecoin card. Pretty wild that a meme coin went from being a complete joke to having actual utility in the world. Now, don't forget, Mafia, this is a moon math video, so I don't have time to dive into all the details here, but what the Doge community has achieved and contributed to the world is actually super impressive. If you guys want more sauce on those initiatives and a deeper understanding of how the project works, I recommend you watch my Dogecoin deep dive. I'll link it right here. Now it's time to crunch those astronomical numbers. But before we do, let's talk supply. Dogecoin's supply is actually not capped like most other cryptocurrencies. This actually makes for not so favorable tokenomics, obviously, but its issuance per block, per day, and per year is actually capped. These limits prevent the creation of the token from going too off the rails, even though the supply is already in. Dogecoin's market cap is currently sitting at just below $25 billion and is currently ranked number 9 on CoinMarketCap. Now, for this moon math, we'll place ourselves mid-2025 for the supply estimation, and when we take a look at how the supply has behaved for the past year, we see a rise from 132.67 billion tokens to 143.4 billion, an increase of about 8%. So for this mid-2025 moon math, we'll assume similar growth over the next year. So an 8% increase would give us an estimated supply of about 155 billion tokens. So let's start off easy. Let's assume Dogecoin reaches its previous all-time high of about 72 cents. That would bring its market cap to about $114.7 billion, which doesn't seem too unrealistic given the fact that in previous run-ups to all-time highs, it reached a market cap of just under $85 billion. At 74 cents, you would need just about 1.36 million tokens. At today's price of around 18 cents, that would cost you about $245,243 to transact. Now, I know what you're thinking, Frankie, who just has $250,000 lying around? Well, I know most people don't, but if you've been hanging around the Candle Mafia since the beginning and taking advantage of all this free trading education that we give, maybe, just maybe, you've traded your way to 200K. Either way, I do know that's a whole lot of dough. So let's get a little bit more into the price. What if Dogecoin doubles its previous all-time high, giving us a price of about $1.50? Well, from 18 cents, that's quite a jump. At around 730%, looking at about 23%. You would need almost 667,000 tokens to enter the mile high club. I mean, the billionaire club. And that would cost you about $120,000 today. This would also bring Doge's market cap to a galactic 232
voting in favor of this
which as of today would land it in the number 3 spot in the market cap. Pretty insane to think about. Now, no moon math video is complete without an absolutely absurd space-bound projection, and if you've been a huge fan of Dogecoin over years, I'm sure you've seen some wild speculations yourself. One of the crazier ones I've heard is Dogecoin to $3. Now, even though this is next to impossible, we like to run the math because it's extremely fun to speculate. For this asinine projection, let's assume Elon Musk himself is pumping up his own network into the project, integrating it into Twitter, and did everything he possibly could to help Dogecoin reach $3. Now, remember, these numbers are just speculative and for entertainment purposes only. In my opinion, that's never going to happen, but if it did, its market cap would be about $465 billion, which is just crazy to think about, but you would need over 300,000 Doge, well, this many to be exact, and to be a millionaire at that price, you could lock that in today for $60,000. Now, please, for the love of God, Mafia, please do not go dumping your life savings into this based off of these projections. These are, in my opinion, pretty unlikely, but it doesn't mean that Dogecoin can't go up from here. And hopefully,
I didn't even hear what he said.
So I don't have time to dive into all the details here, but what the Doge community has achieved and contributed to the world is actually super impressive. If you guys want more sauce on those initiatives and a deeper understanding of how the project works, I recommend you watch my deep dive on the internet here. Now it's time to cross those astronomical numbers. But before we do, let's talk supply. Dogecoin's supply is actually not capped like most other cryptocurrencies. This actually makes for not so favorable tokenomics, obviously, but its issuance per block, per day, and per year is actually capped. These limits prevent the creation of the token from going off the rails, even though the supply is already in. Dogecoin's market moon math, we'll place ourselves mid-2025 for the supply estimation, and when we take a look at how the supply is behaving over the year, see a rise from 132 million tokens to 143 tourism, an increase of about 8%. This mid-2025 moon math will assume similar growth over the next year, so an 8% increase would give us an estimated supply of about 150 tokens. So let's start off easy. Let's assume DOGECoin reaches its previous all-time high of about 78 cents. That would bring its market cap to about $14.7 million, which doesn't seem too unrealistic given the fact that in previous runs of all-time highs, it reached a market cap of just $7 million. At 74 cents, he would need just about 1.36 million tokens. At today's price of around 68 cents, we're talking about under $1 million, just like the FBI dollars in Russia. Now, I know what you're thinking, Frankie, who just put $1 million around? Well, I know most people don't, but if you've been hanging around the channel obviously since the beginning and taking advantage of all this free trade education that we give, maybe, just maybe, you traded your way for 3 years now. Yeah, either way, I do know that's a whole lot of dough. So let's get a little bit more ambitious with the price. What if DOGECoin doubles its previous giving us a price of about around 50? Well, from 18 cents, that's quite a jump at around 730%, looking at about a trillion. You would need almost 667,000 tokens to enter the prize. I mean, the millionaire. And that would cost you about $120,000 today. This would also bring Doge's market cap to a galactic $232 trillion, which as of today would land it in the number 3 spot for market cap. Pretty insane to think about. Now, no moon math video is complete without an absolutely absurd space-bound projection, and if you've been a huge fan of DOGECoin over the past years, I'm sure you've seen some wild speculation. So, one of the crazier ones I've heard is DOGECoin to $3. Now, even though this is next to impossible, we like to run the math because, hey, it's extremely simple to spend. For this asinine projection, let's assume Elon Musk himself is marketing a part of his own network into the project, integrated it into Twitter, and did everything he possibly could to help DOGECoin reach $3. Now, remember, these numbers are just speculative and for entertainment purposes only. In my opinion, that's never going to happen, but if it did, its market cap would be about $465,000, which is just crazy to think about, but you would need over 300,000 Doge, well, this many to be exactly correct. And to be a millionaire at that price, you could lock that in today for $60,000. Now, please, for the love of God, please do not go dumping your life savings into this based off of these projections. These are, in my opinion, pretty unlikely, but it doesn't mean that DOGECoin can't go up from here. And hopefully, running this moon math lets people realize how much capital we actually need to make a ton of money investing in these market coins. This is not something you can put $100 in and become a millionaire. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this moon map. DOGECoin, are you holding any Doge? What do you think is possible for this problem? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like the video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these videos or search for market updates or free trading alerts. This is not something you can put $100 in and become a millionaire in the next cycle. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this moon map. DOGECoin, are you holding any Doge? Please do not go dumping your life savings into this based off of these projections. These are, in my opinion, pretty unlikely, but it doesn't mean that DOGECoin can't go up from here. And hopefully, running this moon map helps people realize how much capital you actually need to make a ton of money and invest in these market coins. This is not something you can put $100 in and become a millionaire in the next cycle. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this moon map. DOGECoin, are you holding any Doge? What do you think is possible for this problem? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like the video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these videos or urgent market updates or free trading education or fun times on the live stream at 5:45 p.m. Pacific time. Anyway, that's all I got for this one, guys. I'll see you next time.
Back to your point on January 6th, Analyst Shady, I would be happy to work with Chairman Comer and Chairman Jordan if we could subpoena that. And I will say this, we had a particular toolkit in the House of Representatives, and I believe that this speaker, that this Republican body
especially Bitcoin, fascinating, technically and philosophically, especially because it may be the very mechanism that achieves a global decentralization of power, giving more sovereignty to the individual and making our systems more resilient to corruption, manipulation, and in general to the darker side of human nature. Please let me also address something for a few minutes that happened recently that's been weighing heavy on me. If you find me annoying to listen to, please skip to the actual conversation. I had a recent podcast episode with Anthony Pompliano where we spoke about Bitcoin and life in general for 3 hours. I was curious, inspired, positive, or at least I tried to be as I usually do. Someone clipped out of context a short segment of me mumbling something about having a PhD. And I started getting mocked because that made it convenient for people to mock me for being yet another quote-unquote expert who learns about Bitcoin and thinks he knows everything. I almost never mention that I have a PhD, except to make fun of myself, as I was doing, or was trying to do in the full context of the conversation. I brought up grad school as a random example of one of the many journeys I've taken that was hard, where the destination was in itself not very useful. I was saying I enjoy exploring with a curious mind and I'm willing to be patient, to learn, to listen, to humble myself with knowledge for the sake of knowledge itself. Grad school is an example of that. A PhD means nothing, at least to me. I never call myself an expert, or at least try not to, because that would be dumb. Because I know how little I know. I'm not a influencer or a thought leader or whatever else silly stuff like that.
Oh shit, I was wondering what the fuck that noise was.
I try to be the opposite of what I was mocked for. I try to think deeply about the world, to look for the beautiful ideas in the minds of others, to be inspired by them. I wanted to say all this because psychologically, it struck a bit of a blow. It made me realize that even when I approach things with love, I may be mocked, I may be derided, I may be taken out of context, or even lied about. The growing platform is sadly only increasing. I now have learned that there's people who are waiting for my missteps so they can point the finger, laugh, say, see, I told you so. That guy's a joke. He's a fraud. As a fellow human being, the knowledge of this is painful. Yes, I know, people tell me to toughen up. And my life has been about strengthening my mind in the face of my limits. But I refuse to not be fragile and wear my heart on my sleeve. That's who I am. In some sense, this is the immune system of the internet. But let us be careful not to destroy the good ones in the process. The Bitcoin community had to endure many years of attacks from quote-unquote experts and also fraudulent cryptocurrency efforts that scam people out of their money. This created a powerful immune system that fought the attackers and the scammers. I understand this, and I also understand that one of the beautiful aspects of Bitcoin is its community of humans is decentralized. But some small part of this community has come to enjoy the us versus them battles, sometimes for the sake of the battle in itself. This happens in political discourse as well. I understand this, but to my limited mind, it sounds like groupthink, which has powerful defense mechanisms against bad ideas, but with dangerous consequences if taken too far, as in many periods of human history that I often talk about, where the us versus them thinking has led to this suffering. Again, I understand the value of this, as many Bitcoiners explained to me, but it's not the way I, as a sovereign individual, choose to walk in this life. By the way, none of this podcast should be treated as financial advice. Before Nick kindly gifted me with $100 worth of Bitcoin in hardware form, I didn't own any. I'll probably buy some Bitcoin on Cash App, Coinbase, and other platforms, and also transfer to a hardware wallet just to learn how to do it. But other than that, I don't necessarily make wise investment decisions. Money is not motivation for me personally. I try to avoid it actually. I'm grateful for every day I'm alive, no matter how much money is in my bank account. For long stretches of my life, that number was very close to zero. And I was always fortunate to be free and happy. So I encourage you to listen to people much
Amen, bro. I fuck with Lex, dude.
Biden's
Here,
order
I'm
allows
just
the DOJ to
experimenting.
facilitate voter
And as if
registration
this
and
has
mail
not
voting
already
for
gone on
individuals
too
in the
long,
custody
let me
of
please
the
make
Bureau
another
of
comment
Prisons, for
on the
one,
style of
which
discourse
he says
among
creates
some
numerous
Bitcoin
opportunities for
maximalists
ineligible
on
prisoners
platforms
to be
like Twitter
registered to
that,
vote in
in my
Mississippi.
humble view,
The
may
Federalist
be
is
wrong,
reporting among the
but I
groups
believe
approved by the
is
White
not
House is
conducive
Demos, a
to a
liberal think
nuanced,
tank,
empathetic
and the
exchange of
ACLU.
ideas I
Joining
very
right
much
now with
look
more
for
on
in
how
mutual
Biden's
aid.
executive order is
Again,
impacting the
I
right of
appreciate their
states to
style of
oversee their
discourse.
elections as
I
Mississippi
think I
Secretary of
understand the
State
value of it,
Michael
but
Watson.
it's not my
Secretary of State
thing,
Watson,
so
thanks
I
very
don't
much
want
for
to
being
engage
here.
in it.
Yeah,
I
good
want to
morning,
hear
Maria.
the
It's an honor to be
quiet
with you.
voices.
So you
I
sent
look for
the
people
Biden
to
administration
inspire
a
each other
letter, and you
when we
told them to
disagree.
stop
I look
enforcing
for
this executive
disagreement
order.
that is
Tell us why.
grounded in respect.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And to be
I
honest
think
with you,
that
this is an
mockery
issue
and
that's been
derision
slithering through the weeds for
destroys
about
the
3 years
possibility
now.
of those nuanced
Wherein the Biden
conversations.
administration
It
has
drives
issued
away
this
the
executive
quiet,
order.
thoughtful,
And I'll tell you what,
empathetic
if we don't
voices.
stand up to this,
And
there
I
could be
tried to give
catastrophic
those
consequences
voices
to our
space
country.
to
What we did
shine,
with this order was in
exchange
Section 9,
ideas,
it deals with the
whether we
United States
agree
Marshal
or
Service. It
disagree.
basically allows them to
So,
go into
if I
prisons
happen to
to
block
help
you on
assist
Twitter,
in
I
registering as
block
well as
you
getting
with
out the
love.
vote illegal aliens and
I will never
felons
speak
across this
poorly of you
country.
or even
That's something
think
that Americans
poorly
should
of
not
you.
be okay
I
with.
would love to
Something we're
hang
not
out
okay
in
with in
person,
Mississippi.
give
It
you
will
a
not
big
happen
old
in our
hug,
state as long as I'm
and
the
talk
secretary.
about life and
So
recent
are
years.
you planning to
If you
sue
see
the
or hear me
administration
say
then?
something stupid,
Yes,
which I'm
that's the
sure
next
I
step.
do
Obviously, we wrote the letter
or
now, and I
something you
think that's the
disagree with,
problem. We
and
have
still
no idea where
respect
they
me as
are.
a human
But what we
being,
have seen
please
is
show your
about
love as I hope
936
to do
different
to you.
agreements with
But
prisons,
also send me
making
some
sure that they're
links to
enforcing
blogs,
this in the
books,
prison. So
videos,
we don't know where they are is the
podcasts,
problem.
where
That's why we
people
wrote our letter.
describe
Tell us what
why
you're doing.
my
Stop
stated
this. You have
idea
no
may be totally
right to
wrong.
do this,
I
no
love this
authority
kind
to
of
do this under the
long-form
Constitution,
disagreement.
as you just
I
noted.
humble
So
myself
that's an
every day
important thing
by
that we need
reading
to be
books
raising the
and
alarm on here
blogs
in the
by
country.
people
Well,
much
this is
smarter
pretty
than me.
extraordinary. I mean, on the one
Sometimes it
hand, they've
strengthens
got
my
a wide
ideas,
open border,
sometimes it
illegals
totally
coming
changes
in,
them.
and that's
But I
changing
always
the
learn.
markup in the census.
This is a
And
too
then the
long way of
census,
saying
based on
I'm
those
here
numbers, is
trying to walk
creating
with grace, with an
bigger
open mind,
congressional
a
districts
bit of
for
patience,
sanctuary city
always
Democrats.
love.
And then on the other hand, you're
If I
telling
make
me that
mistakes,
an
cut me
executive
some
order
slack, like
is
you,
enabling the
only
prisoners
human.
to vote, and they're
I'll let you
hoping that they go
Oh, no
Democrat.
shit.
This is the
Is there
Lex
anything
Friedman
to do about this?
podcast,
Can you stop it?
and here is my
Listen,
conversation.
this is a coordinated effort, and if you look at the executive order, what they have done is turned every federal agency into a voter registration and get out the vote arm of the Democratic Party. Again, we're not going to let that happen in Mississippi. That's why I wrote the letter. We will follow up with a lawsuit if that's what we need to do. The key part here is that all Americans understand Democrats are going to preach democracy's on the ballot. They love democracy when they can control it. We've got to put an end to that here in Mississippi and our country as well.
Well, once again, exactly what they're doing, they're saying Donald Trump is doing. We're going to slip in a short break. We've got more with Mississippi Secretary of State Michael Watson when we come right back. Stay with us. Here's to getting better with age.
Here's the big news though. This is Fubo TV. It's a better way to watch live news and sports without cable. Watch multiple games at once with multi-view.
You want to quickly introduce yourself?
Try free at FuboTV.com.
So Michael, I also do a lot of producing of the show. What John talked about on
Oh, good.
Great.
In a Massachusetts courtroom, the judge concluded that the defendant shredded evidence in the case. The defendant, Courtney Reno, was sued for stealing his employees'
I don't get it. Why?
before the trial. Reno shredded the evidence against him. Shady, this is a pattern of Reno, who quietly supported amnesty for millions of illegals, but now pretends otherwise. You can tell a lot about someone's character by what he does when no one's watching. Bernie Marino flunks that test. And Secretary of State Frank LaRose is no better. LaRose quietly spent your tax dollars to benefit himself politically. And LaRose changed Ohio's ballot language to affect the election results. It was a breach of public trust. Bernie Marino and Frank LaRose, if they're this sneaky and corrupt in Ohio, just imagine if they go to Washington. Buckeye Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. BuckeyesLeague.org.
data centers because of the move from home, work, lots of storage requirement, lots of compute, lots of VM. So we've seen a lot of growth during
that time. And that trajectory keeps going until end of 2022.
seeing pickup from AI. Mostly training, a lot of training companies coming to us, the data center with Supermicro, and then start snowball.
Like I said earlier, I'm not going to name names, but we run into a lot of our mutual customers where they buy literally tens of thousands of why do these companies tend to come to Supermicro and a lot of other vendors? Curious. What makes Supermicro specifically?
Supermicro has invested in about 6 to 8 years ago. At the Tesla days, we were doing a lot of resources into the market, putting multiple platforms. Start today. Get $40 off every shipment with promo code Jenny.
Barriers, your body's first line of defense against everyday threats to your health. But nature holds a solution. Armor Colostrum. Armor delivers the blueprint to strengthen these barriers, cell by cell. The catalyst for your transformational health.
The return after 5 years investment. So we did a lot of modular design, flexible design in terms of electrical
Welcome back,
design.
and I'm back with Mississippi Secretary of State Michael Watson. We should say that former President Trump has officially gotten the presumptive Republican presidential nominee title. Trump clinched the party's 2024 nomination this week when Georgia, Mississippi, and Washington State held primaries. I am here now with the Secretary of State of Mississippi. Michael, you sent a letter to the Biden administration. Assess the primary in Mississippi, and when are you expecting to hear back from the administration after that letter is sent?
Well, hopefully as quickly as possible. We sent a few FOIAs with that and got the automatic response of this is too broad and we're not responding to this. Obviously, that's how they work. But most importantly, I want other states to do what Mississippi has done. And again, we focus on making sure our voter rolls are clean. We focus on making sure only United States citizens can vote in our elections. And I'll tell you what, Maria, we've helped register over 275,000 new registered voters in Mississippi since I've been in office. It's important because democracy is for everyone. And this administration is weaponizing democracy against their political opponents, and that's not a good thing.
Well, you sent the letter over the Biden executive order. This executive order is not new, though, right?
It's not. I think that's the problem. Again, as I mentioned earlier, it's been slithering through the weeds, and we haven't been paying attention to this. So I'm happy to raise the alarm today to stop the illegal activity of the Biden administration when it comes to the voting space.
And you're saying that this executive order enables people incarcerated to vote?
Again, Section 9 tells the U.S. Marshal Service to go into prisons, to help them to register to vote, also to help them assist in voting by mail if they so choose, and by the way, also in the custody of our U.S. Customs is illegal aliens, and I think that's an important piece as well. They're going to be helping them. Here's how you register to vote, and we will assist you if you so need.
Yeah, great point. Secretary of State, thank you very much. Mississippi Secretary of State Michael Watson joining me. We appreciate your time. We'll be covering that and following the story. That'll do it for us. I'm Sunny Morning Futures. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again tomorrow morning on Mornings with Maria. Join me on Fox Business, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a great Sunday and happy St. Patty's Day.
I'll pause for a second and just go to the next slide.
If you have Graves' disease and blurry vision, you need clearing.
So I think what you just saw in the previous section with John from NVIDIA is that VAST is a software company, provides a software-defined solution. We announced earlier, just a second ago, with John from NVIDIA, the new Bluefield optimized version of our product. And with Supermicro, we're actually building a hyperscale optimized version of our product. And the interesting thing about this is that we are building that specifically at the request of very large web-scale hyperscale customers that while this workload optimized, or kind of our classic traditional deployment, is incredibly flexible. You can right-size the almost any type of workload requirements you want. When you get to hyperscale web scale, there are other considerations, such as serviceability, which is how you can actually scale out racks and equipment. So we're working with Supermicro to build something to optimize. So beyond flexibility as a customer, depending on where you are
chance otherwise. You can tell a lot about someone's character by what he does when no one's watching. Bernie Marino flunks that test. And Secretary of State Frank LaRose is no better. LaRose quietly spent your tax dollars to benefit himself politically. And LaRose changed Ohio's ballot language to affect the election results. It was a breach of public trust. Bernie Marino and Frank LaRose, if they're this sneaky and corrupt in Ohio, just imagine if they go to Washington. Buckeye Leadership Fund.
I'm not going to commit anything, but you can see kind of a pairing that could emerge here, right? Where you could see GPU servers with Bluefields and having this kind of hyperscale environment. That's all I can say at this point. So workload optimized today, we have dedicated C nodes, which give you dedicated x86 performance. And what this allows you to do is scale performance capacity independently. This is kind of our classic bread and butter. This is great. We have customers that run, in a 4-to-1 ratio, right? We have other customers that run in a 1-to-1 ratio. There's a lot of flexibility.
It's a lot to
When
be
you get
a
to kind
caregiver
of some
and
extreme scale, now I'm
because
talking
you're going to have to take a step back. She's a tough chick. She doesn't want to ask for help, but I know she needs it.
This flexibility,
My
you're
mom
not going to
feels
add
I'm
more
her
to
daughter,
the
and I should be able to do for her.
right? And so you have other
I'm
considerations.
not sure if my mom notices that this is really hard on me. Getting some help would
It's
be
a
a
dirty
great
word to
relief.
us, but it's converged in the sense of, it's converged in terms of software. But it's very important to understand that even in this model, we're not changing the software architecture.
I don't get it. Why the fuck won't it work?
Whether these two containers onto a same physical server, but those are still logical entities. They're not co-mingled at the third level. They're still logically abstracted from one another, which means that each node in this hyperscale optimization can still see all of the distances across all of
Experience the new season of Beauty Time.
we picked this, we started with a specific platform from Supermicro, but we actually have an agreement to look kind of broader across their portfolio. So
The Brooklyn District Attorney says the shooter acted in self-defense after being attacked by another passenger, who police say started the brawl. The case is raising new concerns about violent crime in the Big Apple and how it is prosecuted. Welcome to a brand new hour of Fox News Live. I'm Arthel Neville. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Arthel. I'm Eric Sean. We're about to show you that video of this incident that's got a lot of publicity. Want to warn you, though, it's graphic. Police say this whole thing started when the man who started a fight pulled out a gun.
Really?
Stabbed by a woman on that train. The other passenger then wrestled the gun away from the man and fired at least 4 shots. The man who was shot by his own weapon is still in critical condition in the hospital. The shooter was immediately arrested but then released after prosecutors declined to file charges, citing self-defense. The case is being compared to that incident last year involving Daniel Penny. The ex-Marine used a chokehold to restrain a man who was verbally threatening subway passengers. Penny charged with manslaughter after that man died. Penny's lawyers condemning prosecutors now for not charging the subway shooter and said the case against his client should be dropped.
Defense attorney and former homicide detective Ted Williams is standing by to break down these cases, but first we're going to go to Molly Lai. She is live in New York City with the very latest from there. Molly. Arthel, pointing to the evidence of self-defense, the Brooklyn DA will not be pursuing charges, as you mentioned, against the man who shot another man in the head during that fight in a crowded subway car as fellow
What the
rioters
fuck?
and screamed. As Eric mentioned, we are about to show you that disturbing video, but first how it all started. Shortly before 5 p.m. on Thursday, the accused attacker, DeJuan Robinson, slips into the subway system through the emergency exit without paying a fare. NYPD officials report the 36-year-old man that aggressively approached Jan Suwad, a 32-year-old man also riding that subway car, heading north from Brooklyn. There's a fight, but that smaller, younger man eventually wrestles the gun away and shots are fired. Robinson remains in critical condition. If he survives, the New York Post reporting he could face charges. Here is some of the video of the altercation. Passengers there on that train clearly terrified. The attorney for another high-profile defendant, Daniel Penny, a Marine subway chokehold death of an erratic passenger back in 2023, believes the DA made the right call in this shooting case.
Or philosophical idea had a big impact on your life, not just this basic cryptocurrency, but in general.
That's certainly the
We're going now. We're going right in. Did you major philosophy? I did. I majored in philosophy. I didn't know what to do with my life, and my parents said, do whatever you find interesting. It's like, okay,
3B guy.
and it had way more of an impact on my career, actually, than I thought it might.
Daniel Penny returns to court on Wednesday. Per NYPD tracking, there have been more gun arrests this year in the subway than last year. 17 gun arrests this year versus just 8 gun arrests at the same time last year. Arthel.
7 JBK.
It's so scary. I can't even imagine being on that subway with a shooting star. It is so frightening. All right, line, thank you.
But yeah, I really like
why
questioning where just to have knowledge. So Descartes was one of my gateways to that.
Do you think everything is knowable? We humans can know fully the objective reality?
Or definitely not. Reality is very much processed through your own, subjective lens.
So, how much do you think
The potential jurors are out there.
Because a lot of your ideas, a lot of things we might talk about today, are kind of trying to figure out commercialization, how human behavior works at scale, all those kinds of things. That kind of assumes that we have it, or we're able to somehow figure most of it out, right? So, when you're sort of step way back, how much of it have we really figured out?
Well, I think that's the conceit of economics, is thinking that you can model human behavior in these unbelievably complex systems. And then I think that's the modern critique of economics, like the sort of Talebian critique, is that you can't have true knowledge, and they're much less predictable than we think they are. And we behave according to our accumulated assumptions, and we're using 20 data sets trained on the last 50, 100 years, and they turn out to be horribly skewed. And that's when we have our first ones in our background. So I'm much more on the sort of, reality is much less noble than we think. But it is nice to have very concrete things like this.
Oh, so you think the most of it is shaky ground, but there are some things, there's like islands of sturdiness.
Yeah,
Bitcoin is one of them.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. I mean, look at the dollar system, not to pivot this into the dollar. The dollar is like
shaky ground.
Who truly understands the dollar system? I mean, the totality of it, the euro dollar system, the way that monetary policy affects the economy. Is monetary issuance inflationary? What's the relationship between unemployment and inflation? Even policymakers don't understand these things. Economists don't seem to understand them. What is inflation? How do you define inflation? None of these things are really known or knowable.
A lot of people kind of use the claim that there's a lot of manipulation possible with the dollar, those currencies. If you couple that with the fact that you don't understand it, and yet there's claims that you're being manipulated by centralized power, how do you bring two ideas together? If no one understands it, how can you manipulate?
I think what we don't understand are the long-term consequences of our structures. So, like, the Fed's mandate to target unemployment and steady, exchange rates or low inflation. What we don't understand is, okay, what is the result of doing that continuously for 4 years? What is the net effect of that? What is the consequence of the long-term accumulation of that? And, basement interest rates, what is the net effect of that on society? We might understand this much short-term features of the system, but I think it's longer-term features we don't understand.
Do you think there's malevolent people that don't have good intent, central banks, like in the system? When you have centralized power and it's susceptible to somebody hacking the system, taking the power, and in the shadows, this is what conspiracy theories.
Bro, what the fuck?
The subway has about
things that have a lot of money that backs a large percent of the population in greedy self-interest. Do you think there's people like that, or do you think fundamentally most people are good, even those associated with sort of central banking?
I mean, I don't villainize those people. I think everyone has the hero of their own story, right? So they don't believe that they're forced within the world you have to. Are there any true villains? I don't think so. They get socialized into a world where they believe their particular skills and their mandate and what they should be doing. I think they might be presumptuous or arrogant in some cases. I think it's more of a systemic issue where we have a small handful of very homogenous types of people with PhDs from the same institutions that are involved in the same cultural context that set policy and wield a tremendous amount of control over society. And I think they have this notion that you can tinker society, you can play with a few key variables and tinker society into a state that is desirable and good. And that's what they're trying to do. And I think the consequences of that can be pretty bad. But no, I don't think it's when I'm
There's an interesting idea Michael Malice brought up, is that test whether you're on the left or the right. The question he asked, which is, do you think some people are better than others? If you say yes, he thinks you're on the right. If you start saying a lot of things, you're on the left. But if you start explaining yourself, well, I was really in this test, I suppose I would be on the left because I'm uncomfortable with the idea that some people are better than others as a basic feeling, as a starting point in the way you think about the world, because as we're talking about everybody's a hero in their story, when you start to think some people are better than others, as a starting action,